everyone doing? It's been a while. I haven't streaming has been on the back burner for a little while. It's something I think about a lot, but I haven't done a lot of. But this is kind of a little bit of a surprise stream that we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be playing some Stellar Assault Double S, the SEGA Saturn. I do not know much about this video game, honestly, and I'm actually playing this on an emulator, which is like not usual for us in how we do things, so hopefully nothing will go wrong. But today, I am joined by a special guest, Space Galaga. Galaga, release your voice now.
Hello, I am here.
So just as an introductory, real quick, and obviously people will be probably coming in later, but Galaga, oh, I need to post this in the Discord too. Galaga, had some involvement in this game, not originally. This is an old SEGA Saturn game. So unless you were a child doing Japanese voice acting at the time, Galaga, probably not involved in that. But today, in the release of this fan translation patch,
since first contact.
you were involved. What did you do, Galaga? Tell me.
Well, I did some voice acting for the game. I played an unnamed pilot, and I also provided narration for the game's trailer.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you were gonna do the narration for the trailer. I don't know if I actually heard that. Did you send it to me? Did someone send that to me? Maybe I watched
did
that.
send it on
I
the
don't
Discord.
remember. Okay, gotcha. I think I maybe watched it.
Considering the minimal damage
So
done,
let me see. I have to drop this link in the Discord channel real quick.
attack had unified us, bringing an end to
There.
eons of conflict over ethnic
Did I
and religious
include the link in
divides.
the tweet? Let me double check that too, because I copied that from the
Afterward, we
tweet
studied
and
what we
did not
could
have a
from the
link in
wreckage
there.
of enemy ships,
So let me
but
just
there was
double check that.
precious
Okay,
little
it
to
did.
be learned.
All right. But yeah, I mean, like, so I mean, it's kind of interesting. Hey, Lacker, how's it going?
Hello.
I'm trying to remember, is Lacker one people involved with this game? I feel like I saw his name on the
Yeah.
credits, but
There was a
okay,
second
cool.
contact.
Hello, Lacker.
Yeah, Lacker was the guy in charge, if I recall.
But this time, we were ready for
In
them.
charge.
Yeah.
There's actually quite a few. So like one thing I want to do, and maybe we'll wait a little bit before I do this to see if anyone else shows up before I do it. But I do like to look at the credits of these things, and try to see how many people are involved, because I think it's easy to just be like, oh, one person made something, but obviously a lot of people worked on it a lot of times, right? And Stellar Assault in particular seemed to have a fairly decent credits list. So I'll go ahead and pull that up here. We have a moon where we got some credits on here. So this is, if you've seen the blue credits list before, is maybe a little bit more elaborate. I threw this together about 10 minutes before we got on stream, but yeah. So I think it's always really important to highlight fan translation teams and stuff like that, because I kind of feel like it's somewhat thankless work to some degree. I mean, people get excited and stuff, but I don't know, it's free work they do and stuff like that. So I like to pull up this credits list. There's actually quite a few credits here though, because this first section here is localization team, people who worked on the script, audio stuff, and what's interesting, and we have the game talking in the background right now, is I think the team that did this, if I recall correctly, is the Bulk Slash team, right? Is that accurate?
Yes.
Yeah, and they with Bulk Slash did voice acting with that, if I remember correctly, right?
They did voice acting, just a general localization, but also they even added support for the twin stick, which was that controller for Virtual on.
Okay.
So they really went above and beyond. And actually for this one, they've included, actually as you see right here, yeah, they've included support for the Sega Mission stick, like a flight stick. So yeah, really cool stuff.
I think I have text-to-speech on, so let me go turn that off real quick here. See if I can figure out how to do that, because I think I had that on during the stream. The Valentine's Day stream. What was that thing again? Did you come to that stream? I don't remember. The Two Love shooting stream or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, I don't think I was there for that.
Yeah, that was a cute thing. Honestly, if it was just me streaming, I might have the text-to-speech on, but in the case of this, will be big fancy sticks. Yeah, I have never played with fancy sticks. Where the heck is this setting? I have not been like a fight stick or flight stick person in any parts of my life, unfortunately. But
There's only one game I ever used a flight stick on, and it's because it came with our old Windows 95 computer back in the day. So it came with a pack-in title called Hellbender, and that was a pretty cool title. It kind of reminded me a bit of Stellar Assault.
oh yeah. I think the only thing I did play like TIE Fighter on like PC forever ago with like a flight stick on PC. And Jazz Jack Rabbit too, because my sister played on keyboard and I only got to play with the joystick, and it was a terrible way to play that game. But you know, I was the younger brother, so I got deal with what you got. Anyways, so yeah, to get the other credits are also the voice credits, because we're talking about the voice acting part of this. A lot of people who are involved in voice acting, and of course Galaga on stream as well. You were on there too, doing unnamed pilot. I'm sure the secret protagonist of this video game. So.
Oh yeah, totally.
So, if anything though, I like the unnamed characters in games. Like, I always kind of wish, you know, like when you play an RPG and like the first thing that happens in an RPG is like you like end up with like the main character and then like two just like random soldier grunts or whatever. I always like, part of me is like, I always want just like the soldier grunts to come with me, right? And like, I wish they were like a part of the whole game. So, and then also just a little special thanks thing. So for these people, I don't think they had any like, well, I guess special things typically they don't really say what their reason was. Although I think Shiro Media Group, if I remember correctly, is like the SEGA Saturn group, right?
Yeah, they do they do podcasts and streams, and they were a big part of the promotional side of this. Like, they did a lot of preview builds of earlier demos.
Oh, cool. But again, thank you guys, everyone who worked on this game. Very cool of you. Let's get back to showing the video game. Hello. So yeah, I mean, just as a heads up, anyone who has not been here before and does not know me, I do not even own a SEGA Saturn. I have never played through a SEGA Saturn game. Oh, Nights into Dreams, I guess. This is maybe the one, but it's like the PS3 version of it. So I don't know anything about this, or if it's like a game that Saturn fans have been like, yes, 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 I want this in my life someday, kind of thing, is an English thing. Although it looks like it'd probably be very playable without Japanese knowledge, so I feel like maybe it had been something that people played before, but I don't know. But I am very ignorant of this game mostly, so apologies for kind of jumping into this a little bit blind. I'm gonna throw this behind the chat real quick there too. There we go. So yeah, so if we beat this tonight, this will be basically the first Saturn game I've beaten that's an actual like Saturn version of a video game before. So yeah.
History's about to be made.
History's about to be made, yes. And then we'll see, maybe we'll do a little casual review at the end, or not casual review. Community review. Yes, they both start with C. And we might do a little bit of that at the end, depending on if I'm able to actually beat this game. We'll see. I don't know how hard this game is, really. So we'll see what happens. And then I immediately pressed the wrong button. So yeah. SS. The music is amazing. Yeah, let me know if there's any audio balancing stuff. I have a weird audio setup today. So I don't necessarily know if there will be any problems with that. I did mess with this like very briefly to make sure the controls and stuff work. I think I prefer ship type B. I don't know. I didn't play that much. So. Oh, I didn't realize this was a 2-player game as well. What does that look like, 2 players? Like a split screen thing, or?
So the way, at least from what I saw, player 1 is the pilot and player 2 is the gunner.
Oh man. Like, can they move the cursor separate from the pilot?
Yeah.
Space Force is
Yep.
Earth's first
That's
line
great.
of defense against alien invasion.
Got some like Star
We've
Fox Wii U
concentrated
stuff
our
going
ranks along
on
the orbital
there.
path of the
Yeah.
planet Neptune.
I need to play that still at some
This
point.
was a predictive measure based on the enemy's previous
I
appearances.
have played
near
like
Neptune's
Star Fox
neighboring
games in the
planets,
past,
Uranus,
but
then Pluto.
I haven't really played anything that's like I mean, I guess I played TIE Fighter when I was a
Unfortunately, with
kid.
this third contact, the enemy have
I
instead
haven't played Wing
emerged
Commander.
slightly inward of the orbital path of the third planet from the sun.
You know, I was in Japan
They've
not
since
too long ago,
dispersed into
and
multiple
what's that
squadrons and
arcade game? It's
spread
like
across
kind
the
of
inner solar
understood to
system.
be like the inspiration for
To
Star
make
Fox.
matters worse,
I
they've
think it's a
quickly
Namco
managed to
game.
establish a position within attack range of the Earth and have begun
Starblade?
pelting our home planet with asteroids.
Oh yeah, Starblade.
I played that
Healing us up,
at
they're heading
Mikado,
as quickly as
which is like a
possible, but at this rate,
arcade in
the Earth will incur
Shinjuku,
catastrophic damage before they ever arrive.
and that is really neat. It has like a weird 3D like warp display and stuff like that. So yeah. Yeah, Starblade. Yeah, so that's really
And
cool.
so the duty falls to us. We've assembled each nation's best and brightest at Earth Moon 1.
Sorry, I just like
and
talked
begun
through that entire
preparations for a
cutscene.
joint
So.
space command.
This is I actually, so I saw there's like a 32X version of this game or something. I think that might have been the original
enemy
game
is
that came
using an
out.
Excel gate to pelt the Earth
Yeah.
It looks really good, but I guess I don't
damage
like
is
know what the
extensive.
expectations
A
are
few
for like
more of these
32X
strikes
games
and
that are like
environmental
3D. Like
destruction
anytime you put
alone
anything
will
on a
be
Genesis that's 3D,
catastrophic.
I'm like, oh baby.
Our hope is therefore to
But
neutralize their base
I don't know like
of
how
operations
much
quickly,
juice like the
but we
32X
don't have
adds
the
to
intel we
Genesis and
need.
like how reasonable it is to be
We
like
need to dispatch a
impressed just by the fact
reconnaissance
3D
craft, but
graphics
with
are
the
on
Space
there,
Command
right?
still in its preparatory stages, none have yet been deployed to our ranks. Instead, we'll conduct this recon operation using our support craft. All Feather 1 spacecraft
Hey,
are
Silas,
equipped
how's it
with
going?
auxiliary mobile support pods.
Oh, they
These are the
streamed it.
most recon-capable vessels in our command.
I've only ever seen them stream fighting games, so
But as
that's
the
cool
name
that they like are
says,
streaming
they were designed
some
for support and are thus unmanned and
old
unarmed.
stuff there.
Their partner Feather 1 crafts will therefore accompany them on this mission.
I think the thing with
After the
Starblade,
jump,
and maybe
all
like the
units will advance
general
to the
impression I got of
navigational
this
point and
game,
conduct a scan.
is like
You are to
at least for
undock
me,
from your support craft during this scan to ensure optimal response time.
You don't
should any emergency arise.
see
Once
characters in
scanning
this
is
game, right?
complete, redock with your
Like
support
we went
craft
through a
and
list of voice
withdraw.
actors earlier, right?
Best of luck.
And they have names, except for you. I guess you have the name unnamed pilot, but like it. Like almost like seeing faces is like really important to me. I think for a lot of the time with like games like this and like getting connected to the character, it's kind of like RPGs, you know, where like RPGs are like first person, and like I feel like it's harder to like make a connection to them, and like so think of Starblade's like there's a ton of voice acting and stuff like that, but like I felt like it was like hard to really like connect with any of the people talking around you and stuff like that. And that's like I like that Star Fox has little faces that pop up and when they're talking and things like that.
This
so.
is Hog 1. Right. Birdie, radio check.
Loud and clear, sir.
This marks the first field up of the illustrious Joint Space Command. Let's move out.
Mission area coordinates confirmed.
Yeah.
Initiating jump.
When I was looking on YouTube, I couldn't find the
All
Stellar
scan
Assault
points will be
tag,
displayed
so I
on your
just
HUD.
used the
Just follow
32X
the
game
screen.
for it.
Approaching
It's
mission
like
area.
Shadow Squadron or something like that.
Disengaging jump drive.
Oh, it's bundled with the patch? Interesting. Oh, the manual. Okay.
All units, fan out.
Yeah, I think I saw that in
Be
like the
home in time
press
for
kit,
dinner.
is that they had the faces in there,
Please align
or the
your
character
target
art in there.
reticle with the green marker.
Galago, are you on this mission?
Not quite.
All right.
A green bar
Yeah, it's
indicates
still
please align your
later down the
target
road.
reticle with the green marker.
All right. You want to see something cool I found while I was testing this out earlier? Spin
A
and
green
get
bu-
the green
green-
marker in
a
and
green
out. The
bu-
voice just
green-
repeats
a green
over and
bar-
over again.
A green
Very
bar
exciting.
indicates
All
a
right,
point.
cool.
Please
Back to
align your
mission.
target
Oh.
reticle with the green marker.
I was like holding down the trigger and just like letting it repeat nonstop. And like one of the spots I ended up in, it was just kind of like
All units have reached the
rapidly
scanning
repeating the
point.
voice clip over and over
Very
and over
good.
again. So
Undock your support
like,
craft
very
and
fun.
start scanning.
Shadow
Undock
Squadron,
in
yeah,
Kite
that
3.
sounds right.
Stand by on heightened alert. Kite 3.
Yeah, it was called Shadow
Initiating
Squadron
scan.
in the U.S., but Stellar Assault in Japan.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I saw there's like also like a fan
support
translation
craft
patch for that, or
have
maybe not
finished
translation, but like
conducting
a
the
delocalization patch for
start
that
with
or
a
something
rollback.
as well.
Oh,
I think they made
interesting.
some changes or something.
Kinetic activity at the enemy site.
Again,
Well,
I didn't know
as you
much of
finally
anything
noticed.
until about
Thermal readings
2 hours
spiking.
ago when I just started
Starts
digging
hacking.
through the press kit and stuff. So
Kite 3 damaged. All channels offline.
every stream for
Detecting
me is a
jump
bug
turbulence.
hunting stream, Oscar.
No ID signals.
If I can break a video game, I'll try my best. All right, time to actually play the video game.
All
All right.
units,
I'm trying to remember how
intercept
the
at your
ships
own
works. The It's oh, yeah,
All
it's like
right,
the
boys,
charge.
let's rock and roll.
Is that you?
Yeah, that was me.
missed. Sorry, I
no. That was me just now.
Okay.
Like
Oh,
that was
maybe,
my Fox
maybe
impression.
I didn't like part ship 2. Oh boy. Hopefully I didn't immediately mess up and choose the wrong ship. Okay, there's like a laser for this one. I figured it. I remember the other ship I had a little bit of trouble like aiming, I think. But it has like a kind of a lock-on kind of thing to it too. This one has like a charge spread shot kind of thing. Or I don't know if spread shot's the right word.
Oh, nice.
Flurry of bullets. Yeah, I'm playing this with like an Xbox 360 controller, so I do not have like the proper button layout for this. So I'm just using like the bottom row on the 360 buttons, and then also, oops, okay, like the L and R triggers for like rotating the ship. Oh. Did you ever play Descent? I feel like it's like a popular game.
Yeah, I played Descent. I wasn't particularly good at it.
I think that was like one of the ones I had when I was a kid, but yeah, I was pretty terrible at games for most of my life. I mean, I still kind of am, but I get through them though. That's the important part. I can see the credits most of the time. Although Martian Gothic,
that, I
we were
guess.
never able to get through that,
Detecting a
unfortunately.
large kinetic reading within enemy lines.
So,
It's an asteroid.
Alright, I'm gonna listen
The
to this voice
enemy
acting
ejected
now.
an asteroid at us through the Excel gate.
Damn it! Hawk 1 to Garuda. We've got your enemy data, but as you can see, we've got big trouble. What's the plan?
This is Garuda. Threat confirmed. Hawk Featherwing, use your support craft to recharge and pursue the asteroid.
exact
while
same
awaiting
length.
further
Yeah, I
instructions.
seem to recall that like,
Roger that, Garuda.
wasn't it like Final Fantasy X that had like a similar problem to that, where like the audio file length had to be the exact same as the Japanese one in order for like voice acting to work in that game. So, anytime, like, oh my god, video games like are about. Anytime you have to change anything in a video game, it sounds like 8,000 times more complicated than it ever has to be. Like Hilltop did a post about text and like some
The
random
asteroid
shooter,
launched through the
and it was
enemy's
like a
Excel gate.
nightmarishly
harmful
complex
part?
process.
Diameter.
Yeah, it was like, this
If it
is
continues to
terrible. I would
plunge
hate
toward the
this.
Earth, the damage will be immeasurable.
But that's just how it is. I
We are now loading Falcon
I
1
assume
with
everything with
resonant
video games is
frequency
hard.
bands.
So
Once it's ready, we, along
no
with
developer
Eagle Featherwing,
is
will
likely
head to your
lazy in my
position.
opinion. It's just
Meanwhile, take note of the vernier thrusters
you make
attached to the
decisions
asteroid
based
for
off
course
what's in
correction.
front of you, right?
Destroy them
And
before we
sometimes
arrive.
the change is
Over
worth
and
it,
out.
sometimes it's not worth it. So, hey Alex.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah. Games are always encrypted, yeah. Yeah, any little thing. And I actually did like some software QA testing, not for video games, but just for
Getting in front of this
general
thing will
business
be a royal
software. And
pain.
like sometimes the
Hurry,
littlest
two
thing
handle the
breaks
front.
like a random
Me and
thing.
Brian
So I
will take
definitely
care of the
understand just
rear.
trying to keep it like
Really, Captain?
as
You're gonna make
original
me
as
do your dirty work
possible
just because you don't feel
to
like
limit
it?
issues.
Quiet. Captain's orders are captain's orders.
I did see, I think the 30x2 or 32x version didn't have any like voice acting, I don't think. I think it's just a cart, right? I don't think it's like a CD.
Yeah, it's just a cart.
Like there's like some games that are like 32x plus CD or something. I don't know if that was an attack or not.
Yeah, but it was just FMV games, stuff like Night Trap and Corpse Killer.
Really, other than the Dreamcast and like some very specific Genesis games, I have never really touched. What am I doing here? I mean, I'm obviously shooting the red dots, but I think those ones are already dead. Okay. I really like was never really much of a Sega person. And even the Dreamcast I got literally like as the system was dying because my dad was like, "Oh, this is cheap and I can get it for Ben finally." So I was like, okay.
Yeah, I got my Dreamcast in 2003. It was like
Wow.
$40, and I got 3 games with it.
How do I think
And it was,
Fail to confirm
yeah,
your
it was.
signal. It is the enemy.
Crap.
I had no story.
Of course,
at all.
the good,
Interesting.
yeah. Of course, the good thing at the time, was retro gaming is not the way it is now. So I was able to get
ID signal.
all the games I wanted to get for dirt cheap.
Oh yeah. I was thankfully had access to a store in Vegas called, I think, Game World. And like, you know, as early as like the still middle of the PlayStation era, I was like retro game shopping, and I was like, oh, let me just get a bunch of Super Nintendo games. And the NES games were super cheap. We get Yoshi for $1, which might still be $1 because I don't know anyone who likes Yoshi. I also don't like Yoshi though, so that is like one of the few games that I have not been able to find a lot of love for, despite Nintendo seemingly always wanting to put it out over and over and over again. So
Yoshi for the NES?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was a Yoshi's Cookie guy.
I haven't played Yoshi's Cookie.
Eagle 1 to Falcon 1.
It's a fun puzzler.
Press the enemy vessel.
If you're looking for a game that plays exactly like it, that came out on like a modern platform, I highly recommend checking out Cross Sneak Plus. It's on Steam and on the Switch. I have it on the Switch. And it's basically the same game as Yoshi's Cookie, but it has this really cool Y2K aesthetic.
Falcon 1 to all units. The
So,
asteroid smash
highly
is
recommend
fragments
that.
are too large.
Dreamcast sounds like a game that, or
That
that sounds like something that would happen on the Dreamcast. It's something with a Y2K aesthetic. So I mean, it was that era, right? So
Yeah, it's very much of that. It's very much of that style.
when I was at Mikado in Japan, they had a Cosmic Smash machine. That was the first time I
Oh,
ever played
yeah.
Cosmic Smash. A really
Oh
neat
yeah,
looking
speaking
game.
of Cosmic Smash, yeah, it's getting that VR sequel.
Yeah, what is that coming out for? Is it a specific
I
VR
think
platform?
it's just. Yeah, specifically, I want to say it's just PS5, but I don't know if there's maybe like a Steam version as well.
Man, PSVR 2 sure seems like a thing.
Reaching the Earth's atmosphere.
I don't know anyone who has
Oh
it.
yeah.
I super appreciate Fanavision though.
Mission complete.
Like, yes, put a
All units return
Fanavision
to
game
base.
out on PSVR 2, please. But
I am very happy that a Fantavision VR game exists.
yeah, I forget who the team is that's doing the VR Cosmic Smash.
Yeah,
I wonder like how much like just trying to get a high frame rate
The
like
data you
influences
scanned
your
with
decision to
support
just set
pods
your
has
game in
provided us
space.
with detailed intel on the
Like
enemy's
all we have to
asteroid
render
launch
is these
site.
ships. Thank you. Everything else just a
Hawk and Eagle
background
squadrons
2D
will carry
texture.
out an attack on this site. It is imperative that we halt these asteroid strikes.
Yeah, PC
We have
version
just one target,
would be nice.
the enemy Excel Gate. Eagle
I was
Squadron
trying
will
to
focus
get,
on destroying this target. Hawk Squadron, attack the battleships around the gate to dispel the enemy forces.
I was trying
Good
to get the Million Arthur game, and that had a PSVR release. But apparently it's only in Japan, and the PC version is the only English release in the US, so I only picked up a PSVR VR when I was in Japan just because it's like super cheap, so. Did I lose you, Galaga, or are you just quiet?
no, I'm here. I'm
Okay.
here. Sorry about
I
that.
just want to make sure.
I'm just listening.
Just listening.
Hawk 1
Listen to the
all
beautiful
Hawk
noise
units.
of ships.
We're off.
Missionary coordinates confirmed. Time to jump.
Do you know if the voice actors in here are a lot of the same ones from Bulk Slash or whatever it's called?
Hey Birdie.
Uh,
How's that fancy new
I
AI
want to
module
say
working
one
for
of
ya?
them
Even your support craft
did
talks now.
did voice work for Bulk
That's right,
Slash,
Captain.
but
Call me Maria. I'm Kite
I mean,
Team's AI
I'm sure
module.
Greg probably
He
knows
just
better.
outfitted me with an experimental emotion chip. I have my own feelings and personality.
Reveal the secrets,
Let's be pals.
Gregory. I don't know who Greg is,
Greetings,
but I
Captain
assume work on
McPherson.
this.
Lacquerware.
Okay.
He's in the stream. He's in the chat.
Okay.
I too have been test outfitted with an experimental emotion chip. Mine, however, has been configured to sound less comical.
Comical? Robbie, tell this tin can not to be so rude.
Sounds like you got a full house there, Robbie.
Captain, save the
Crouching
dumb
mouse.
jokes for later. We're coming up on the missionary.
That's a fun name. I like
Whoops.
that.
Sounds like those two aren't the only ones with emotion chips.
Captain.
All right, all right. All Hawk Squadron units, break formation as soon as we exit the jump. Attack any enemy ship surrounding the gate.
Arriving at the mission area, let's jump out!
Is there any like, is there like a movie or something that this game takes like any inspiration from at all, or is it just like general
Take care of
space
that
stuff
gate, Virgil.
kind of thing?
Right, on it!
Good luck!
Pretty sure just general space stuff.
All right. I guess, like, I mean, for the developers in the chat, I'm kind of curious, like, I mentioned it at the start of the stream, like, I don't know why Stellar, like, I don't know if this is, like, a game people have been waiting for to get, like, a fan translation, or if it's just, like, it's a bunch of voice, so let's kind of focus on that. Is there, like, a particular draw for this game that you guys were like, yeah, this one? I'm just kind of curious. What was the initial drive for that? Although, like, I also, like, don't necessarily know how, like, any fan translators, like, pick their projects beyond just, like, this seems like something that'd be cool to work on. So. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm shooting this thing. Oh, I'm in the center of it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely an impressive showpiece for the Saturn.
Hmm. I'm actually like not super familiar with like what the Saturn can do 3D wise. It does run really smoothly. I am playing on emulator though, so like I don't know like if emulator like if it's like a, you know, Nintendo 64 situation where like you played Castlevania 64 on emulator. I don't know what I'm supposed to be shooting here. There's like a red dot in the middle of this thing, but it doesn't seem to actually be anything. I guess I'm just gonna shoot the little, what are these, lips, mouth pieces, whatever you want to call it. The spaceship lips.
Like space lips.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at really. So there we go. Okay, it's red. Makes explosions when I shoot it. That's probably good. All right, there we go. It was weird because like the target was like in the center of it, but like there's nothing in the center.
I've
So.
destroyed the target. Remaining enemy
Yeah.
units are retreating. Mission complete.
Yeah, it definitely.
This
Yeah,
is
from what I'm
Garuda.
reading here.
Solid copy.
Yeah, it does make
Squadron and
sense
Hawk Plume Wing,
after
return
Bulk
at
Slash
once.
to work on something
Hawk
like
Feather
this.
Wing, we've got word on your next mission.
Cat went in the little cat tunnel.
Okay, no time to dilly-dally, folks. Right, 30.
Yeah, shilly
You heard
shally.
her. Dock with your support craft.
Have you watched
Citizen-
Advent Children?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say, if you haven't, we should watch that in the movie night on the Discord at some point.
I mean, we'll watch. I'd be down to watch it again.
I watched that movie probably 25 times when I was a teenager, so I don't know if I can see it
Yeah.
again. Although it would be kind of interesting to go back and like as an adult and like not like a as hardcore as a Final Fantasy fan, like if I just would enjoy it as much kind of thing. Because back then I was just like, oh, I was like, yeah. Video game
Yeah.
in
Take a look at
movie
this
form,
asteroid belt between the
crazy.
orbital
Let me
paths of
watch
Earth
this.
and Venus.
Or a video game I care about, I guess.
Here we've discovered the supplies
Otherwise,
that
like
the
Mortal
enemy has
Kombat
been
and stuff like
using
that.
to scavenge asteroids.
I've never cared that
They
much about
equip
Mortal
these
Kombat.
asteroids
Although
with
the
booster
newer games, like the
rockets, then
story
guide
in
them
those
to the
games
Excel
seem
gate.
really good.
They've left a number of these
the new
boosters
trilogy they
intact at
did
the
or whatever.
site, meaning there's still a threat of ongoing asteroid strikes, albeit at reduced efficiency. Your objective is to neutralize this supply point and
Localized
completely
games you
cut
didn't
off
know
any
you wanted,
potential
like
for further
that.
strikes. Hawk Plume Wing have resupplied and are
Ooh,
standing
I think
by
this
for
is
jump.
this is
Please
my
regroup
this is
before
where
commencing
I
the
come in.
mission.
Algie, get ready.
Best of luck.
Oh boy.
I should have like got like firework gifts to throw on screen. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Very important. Let me see. What's the fastest firework gif I can find? Transparency. If we can't find with transparency, we're just getting one with like a hot white background, and we're just gonna put that up on stream. All right, here we go. You get this up. Oh, you guys are gonna be able to see it though before I show it, because I don't have like the cool stream setup where I can like pre-edit stuff before I do it, because I was always too lazy to set it up. Let me. Where's my Stellar Soul folder? Hard drive, please. We're gonna go. I know this is like not funny anymore now that I'm like having to set it up, but,
Yeah. I
but,
think
you
the
know,
moment's passed.
it's fine. It's fine. It just makes it funnier if you guys see it for a moment as well, and then I have to re-hide it. Oh, let me make it big. See, it's spoilers. There you go. Where are you? You're down here.
Woo.
Let me put it on top of you, and let me put it behind you. Can I do that? I know I can do that.
My mind is officially blown.
Yeah. Sorry. Again, way too much work for a joke I already explained and is not funny, but here we are. Where is... Also, there's like so much garbage on screen already. Yeah, Discord. There you are, Discord. Okay. Blam. Right there. Okay. Now I gotta hide it. Okay. Nobody looked. Thank you. I'm sure you all close your eyes. All right. And hope I can notice your voice, because I think you changed, like, you do not just use your normal voice for this, if I remember correctly. You did something. You did something with your voice.
All units stand by
I
for
did
jump.
something.
Mission area coordinates.
I'll try to recognize it
Ready
though.
when you are.
Okay.
All right. Ready on our end, Garuda. Just say when.
Roger. I'll send the signal.
Let me know if I miss it though.
Okay.
Hawk Plume Wing, reporting in.
All right. As soon as we jump out, all
did it.
units focus on sweeping up the enemy. Time to put a dent in their plans.
Roger.
Let's go.
Any more? Or is that it for
Please
the
take
scene?
heed. Your vessel is
Uh,
armed. Entering
There
the
is
combat area
another
is highly
bit, like,
dangerous.
but at the end of
I
the
suggest
mission.
you
All right,
refrain.
we'll turn it back off for now.
You
Okay.
know that,
I control
Chief.
myself.
Can't you take a joke?
I am, as of yet, unable to comprehend humor. Maria, I would like you to teach me.
Humor's not something you teach. Oh,
I need to play
we
Binary
arrived at the
Domain at some
mission
point with the
area.
French robot dude.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I got it on Steam for like $1. I
Up
think
and at 'em. I don't want
They're
to
on
see
sale
any
all the
cold
time.
feet.
Try not to die.
I know it's $1.
Man.
Galaga.
I still can't get over it. It's just so cool.
Well, I think I mean I mean if nobody, I'm sure most people in here are probably the developers, so they already know. But like if anyone's watching this later or anything, I mean this is a first role for you, right? Like I don't think you have done any
Yeah.
other voice acting work before.
This is my first ever voice acting role, my debut, and it actually Stellar Assault was the first thing I ever auditioned for as well. So the fact that I got a part on my first try, just like I felt like amazing after that.
Oh god, I'm dying.
uh,
I think that's really cool. Like, yeah, because like I think sometimes it's easy to sit there and be like, oh, I won't get accepted this thing, right? And I think like even when we talked about it originally, you're like, I probably won't get picked up, but might as well try. And like, sometimes it just happens, man.
yeah.
And you know, hopefully you can do some more fun stuff in the future.
Yeah.
And you did the trailer as
definitely.
well, so like, I mean, yeah, you did more than just
Yeah, that-
Unnamed Soldier. Unless
that was
Unnamed
also
Soldier
really
is the
cool.
narrator of the trailer, so.
Yeah. Yeah, so when I did the recording for my lines, afterwards they were like, because I had a very small amount of lines, so they were like, hey, do you want to just do like a little recording for the trailer, just like a little something? And it's like, yes, absolutely, I would love to. So yeah, it's really cool. And again, to like Greg and Shadow Mask, I don't know if y'all are still in there. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. It really meant a lot.
Very exciting.
Oh, and I also need to mention everybody on this team did an amazing job.
I mean, it sounds really good. I mean, like, admittedly, like when you think of games from this era and voice acting, like you usually don't think of like the highest quality voice acting a lot of times, right? So like, it is interesting to like see it with like a high fidelity almost in some ways, right? Because like unless you're like Snatcher on the Sega CD, I feel like most games around this era were not getting like great voice acting a lot of times, right? So get like a modern dub is kind of fun and cool. I like that. Actually, I don't know what year this game was.
98.
90. Okay. I mean, so one thing, I mean, we will not be doing this today, but one thing you mentioned before when we were talking about the stream initially, like, oh, maybe we'll put on like some other Saturn games too. I don't know your history with the Saturn. Like, what have you played on there? Like, what are some of the games you like? It's like I said earlier, like I have basically played no Saturn video games, so other than this right now,
So the first Saturn game I ever actually played was Bulk Slash, actually. And I played it way back in like 2013 on the SSF emulator. It actually worked really well, and I fell in love with that game. That was like that's still one of my all-time favorite Saturn games. And then from there, I played some Panzer Dragoon, I played Saga, I played Radiant Silvergun. Oh man, like that was definitely one of those games I really wanted to play. So the fact that I was able to play it on an emulator was so cool.
No bad guys here.
I'm just now realizing I have an energy meter for some reason. I don't know if that's a weapon thing or a shield thing.
Space-time turbulence detected. Failed to confirm ID signal.
Um,
Holy crap!
I forgot. I played Panzer Dragoon. I did, but there's the Xbox version.
Yeah.
Routed to all units.
So I guess
Hawk
technically I
Squadron's
did play
mean energy
through
level
that, and that's
just dropped
kind of like
below
based on the Saturn
50%.
version of the game. It's not like
It is
Knights
too
where they like
dangerous to
redid
remain in
everything.
combat. Please withdraw
Yeah.
at once.
Oh man. Where'd you
Yep,
guys
here
learn
comes
how
my
to
next
fight?
line.
Oh, let me get the fireworks.
Them's the brakes. All units, back to base on the double.
Roger.
Roger.
Okay.
It's
There you go.
uh,
All right, we did it. Let me centralize this a little bit. Let me get this over here. You want a firework in your hand? A little firework in your hand.
yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Give me the old razzle dazzle.
Yeah. Make this stream like it looked like a message board from 2002. Reminder: call your mom. Called your mom today? It's already almost 11 o'clock at night Eastern time. What are you doing? Did you call your mom, Galaga?
Yes, I did. Well, I live with my mom, so yeah.
Did you still call her though?
Yes, I did.
Call from upstairs. Just want to let you know I love you, mom.
yeah, we had my sister came over, she made some breakfast for us, and then afterwards I took my mom over to the movie theater because they were showing Grease, like one of those like Fathom event classic movies. So she had a great time, so she was very happy. And I was happy too because I love that movie too.
To launch a new attack on us.
I
We will
watched
therefore
Grease
make
in, like,
the
middle
first
school
move.
at some point, I think, but I do not remember a
Our
thing
mission
about
is
it.
to launch an all-out attack on the enemy's front
Yeah,
line
it
base
had been
and
a
eliminate
while
the
since
standing
I've
threat
seen
to Earth.
Grease, so a lot of it was
The
very
installation
new
is
to
built
me.
into the
Hmm.
crevasse
'Cause, like,
of a
I
large
remember
asteroid
last
with
watching it when I was
numerous
a
battleships
kid.
deployed in the asteroid's perimeter.
But it's great. It still really holds up.
After arriving at the mission area,
Like, the
all
songs are
squadrons will
fantastic.
First launch an attack on these ships to thin out their ranks.
I like musicals. My family
Me
does not
too.
like
Then,
musicals.
Hawk Squadron
So I
will
never got to see
infiltrate the
them,
asteroid
but
by way of a
I
short
enjoyed
jump and neutralize the frontline base.
Did
I am
Coraline
down
have a
for watching
musical
more
element
musical.
to it? I
Best
don't
of
remember.
luck.
I don't think so.
I'm mixing it up with something else. There's some movie I watched with my dad, and I was like, "Oh, it's got musicals in it. Cool." My dad was like, "Ugh."
Were you thinking maybe like The Nightmare Before Christmas? Because it was kind of that
No.
same stop motion.
No, let me look up. Let me see if I can find something real quick. Gosh. In my brain, it's Coraline, but I think it's a strong guess that I'm just mixing up Coraline's character art with something I watched. So it was like I think like a kind of claymation kind of thing though, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Are you thinking
Was
maybe?
it? It's like a zombie princess bride.
Oh,
or something?
Corpse Bride.
Corpse Bride. Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, oh, cool musical. My dad's like, no, this is not cool. maybe tell you how much I remember about the rest of that movie that I couldn't remember the main premise of it.
Well, sounds like we need to watch Corpse Bride at some point
All
in one of our
gangs here.
future movie
Time
nights.
to shut down the enemy's frontline base. Let's head out.
Initiating jump.
Sending us out there alone just because we got the right ships. Doesn't pay to be nice, does it?
Now stop whining. Our ships are too big for this one.
The least you could do is send us some of your men.
Keep them coming, Captain. Jokes are great today.
We're at the mission area.
Don't know what kilometers per hour translates to for
First, take out those
my
enemy
American
ships.
miles per
All
hour.
units, break and attack.
You show 'em.
Oh God.
Whoa!
Immediately got ran into by my teammate. Oh yeah, don't fire indiscriminately. I have to actually shoot at things. So you said you played Wing Commander before, right?
I have not.
Oh. Yeah, I really don't have like a lot of context for these kind of games generally. It's definitely reminds me a lot of that like kind of 90s PC space flight simulator kind of aesthetic.
Yeah.
Find it to be a little hard to see like the bullets coming in at me sometimes, but I think it's like these ships are pink and their bullets are also pink. So
Pink on pink.
pink on pink. Which hey, look. That sounds like a war strategy to me. Make everything pink. Nobody will know the difference between anything. Oh God, I'm just like ramming into that. What's that Namco game? Not Galaga. It's the one where it's like the little space colonies with a little gap. Bosconian.
Space color? Oh yeah, Bosconian.
I liked that game a lot when I was a kid.
That game was great. Super underrated.
Yeah, I got it on the Namco Museum collection on PlayStation. What a cool collection that is. I love the like little 3D museum stuff. That's great.
Oh my God, yeah. That to me is still the gold standard to just presentation for retro compilations.
And keep their forces dispersed.
Hell yeah! Don't wait up if you're ready to head in. Virgil, Phil, we'll leave the cleanup to you guys.
Well, I will say that Atari collection looked really good. I didn't actually play it, but the more recent one with like the documentary clips and stuff between all the games.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that one, I have it, but I still haven't gotten around to it. But, man, that team really went above and beyond with that. Like, they even did this thing where they 3D printed kind of like a makeshift paddle controller that uses the analog sticks in a way that helps simulate paddle control for games like Pong and Breakout. And it's so cool.
Okay, go ahead. Oh,
You good?
God.
Ben?
I ping-ponged off the floor and the ceiling on accident. Maybe I should just like not go in as hard. Maybe just kind of float on the outside and not drive into the ground. What's it called, like the washing machine boss in Star Fox? Not like that at all because
Washing machine boss?
I don't know what the boss is actually called, but I know like I think Giles, the guy who's one of the main dudes who worked on that game, calls it the washing machine boss. It's just like a big circular room you go around, but like in that you're like automatically just like moving around it. So it's almost like if you were like to just sit here and rotate with your like guns face at the center almost. But boss reminds me of that a little bit.
Yeah, I think I know which boss you're thinking about.
It's been cool that in recent years they've kind of like opened up a lot about talking about that game. I might die here, by the way.
Nah, you're good.
They've done like quite a few like anniversary streams and stuff like that. So
For Star Fox?
Yeah, Giles and Dylan. Oh gosh. It is like sometimes really hard to listen to Giles talk though, because he'll do this thing where he like says information nobody knew about, like development on like Ocarina of Time, and then sit there and be like, oh yeah, everyone knows that, and like everyone's like, this is the first anybody's heard about this. It's like, no, it's all over the internet. It's like, no, Giles, it is not all over the internet. So it's just sometimes it's like, please understand, you have interesting access to Nintendo and information, which if you don't want to say it, that's fine, but I don't like that he assumes it's just all out there already. So because it's like, no, you have a lot of interesting info in your brain. Please spread it if you can. But obviously, it's not his responsibility to do that per se, but it'd be very nice.
Oh yeah, there's a section there in the core that you missed.
Oh, okay. I was trying to kind of... I did. Yeah, I mean, like, this plays really well. At the very least, I can say that much.
Destroy the core. But yeah, this game, yeah, it looks like it plays really smoothly. I definitely want to play it for myself.
A series of strong readings originating from the
haven't
center
yet,
of the
Gallagher.
tower. It is dangerous.
I've been busy. I had things to do.
Oh god, stop that.
And no, it's not Zelda either.
Yeah. That was like the first thing my dad asked me. I went to my grandma's yesterday as like an early Mother's Day thing for him. And that was the first thing he asked me, "You playing Zelda?" Playing Xenoblade Chronicles, the game everyone cares about. Although a lot of people do care about it nowadays, but you know, I'm always surprised. I go to conventions, no Xenoblade stuff, really. I'm like, this is like million seller franchise now. Still no Xenoblade stuff.
Yeah. And then again, I haven't been to a con in
The
years.
enemy has
I am hoping to
established
go
their
to
position along the
a con next
interplanetary
month.
system, but for some reason they won't perform space jumps. Instead, they're advancing toward the center of the solar system at a gradual
Please
pace.
match Earth.
A long-distance scan has revealed that as the enemy traveled
planet
past
Earth.
Venus, a splinter flight touched down.
Stupid. The compression. I blame the compression. It's like do you know the game Final Soldier? It's like a turbo. No, not Final Soldier. That's the TurboGrafx
In
shooter.
recognition of our successful attack
Oh,
on
it's
the
Soldier
enemy's
Blade.
asteroid launch site
What
and
am I
front
thinking
main base, the Joint
Is it
Space
Final
Command
Soldier?
have been dispatched to investigate.
Oh god.
Probably. Like, are you thinking maybe like Star Soldier or something like that?
No, it's like a top-down kind of soldier walking around on the ground thing. Final.
Oh,
TurboGrafx. It has a vocal theme for it. No, Final Soldier is
We
the
just
actual
received
shooter.
an
What the
SOS
heck am I thinking
transmission
of?
from a manned solar
Are you
probe.
thinking maybe Red
It
Alarm?
came under enemy fire near
Or
Venus
Red
during its
Alert?
return
Or
flight to Earth.
I forget what it is. Oh, Last Alert. That was it.
Head to its position and
I know
effect
the
an
name of a
immediate
song in that
rescue.
game. Let me go pull it up, because
Since
Momoko
Venus
is a
is
character in
also
that
our
game,
destination,
and it's like
please hold
you
position
play
at
her
the
level,
mission
and then
area
like
once you've
suddenly she's
completed this
singing about
objective.
her like
Best of
boyfriend
luck.
going to war in the middle of the game. Like everything like a dream, you always make me scream.
Guy Kazama.
What the heck? Final Zone 2. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh.
The original
right.
Final Zone, though, on like PC, like I assume they didn't either. You couldn't read the text initially, or they were like, nobody's gonna know English enough to like read what the text says on this screen. But they've got like developer gossip like on the character screens and stuff like that, which is really interesting.
Oh, that's right. I
Yeah,
remember
it's
reading
really
about
cool.
that.
And it's just like, I don't know if the intention was like the screen resolution was just low enough that nobody would ever have read it in the first place or what, but yeah. And then of course they do the whole like sex yes joke or whatever on the character sex and whatever. I haven't played those games, but I mean, I don't know. Like, despite being a big PCFX fan, I don't have a lot of interest in the TurboGrafx, so. Private Idol. That's the one thing I Need to get around to. Eventually. It's Earth. I assume Earth. That looks like an Earth. Please, Earth.
Those research probes are unarmed. Let's underlay.
Mission area confirmed. Let's jump.
Sounds like it's just a few fighters.
Piece of cake.
Maria, dear, we shouldn't let our guard down.
Yeah, arriving at the mission area.
There's a Atari 2600 game called like Solaris, I think, like that, and that has like really impressive like jump drive stuff in it.
Our shields are nearly sapped. Please send help.
Goodbye.
Not good. Move it.
Okay. Got a little planet backdrop here. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of
Yeah,
curious
this is
how
really
this is
cool
being
looking.
done.
Yeah.
Like, is this a 3D model?
I want to say it is.
Kind of looks like it's one. It doesn't look like just like a skybox texture kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, can I fly into the ocean? Okay. So.
And I just love the glow from the atmosphere.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a background plane. So it's 2D. Interesting.
I will get an enemy in my crosshair eventually. There we go, there's something. Okay. That enemy? I can't really tell. I'm gonna shoot it though. Alright. I'm near you. Nope, I got a little skip there. Yeah, I more or less just like threw this in Menathen and just like turned it on, so like I don't know if there's any like Saturn configurations or anything like that that are like, I don't know anything about Saturn emulation in general. I know like 64, there's like a bunch of plugin garbage stuff you have to deal with. Like which graphics plugin do you need for this game or something?
Yeah, at least for my experience with Saturn emulation, it seems pretty pick up and play.
Yeah. Which is kind of funny because I feel like for a long time Saturn emulation was not so hot.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
yeah, like I mentioned earlier, like using SSF, like a huge chunk of games just straight up didn't play or ran terribly. Like I couldn't play any Virtua Fighter or Dead or Alive or anything like that. But it could run games like Bulk Slash or Thunder Force 5 flawlessly. But then on the other side, a game like Astral or Saturn Bomberman just plain won't even load.
Bandits are on
Okay.
the run.
Thank you so much.
I'm not sure if I need to be
I
shooting
thought I
something
was a
else. It
goner.
felt like they just kept spawning.
Yeah, don't even mention it. All right, all units, stay in the mission area and stand by.
Back to
Hawk
Earth.
Featherwing, dock with your support craft.
Ow. Oscar streams?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Are you hiding secret streams from us, Oscar?
Yeah, Oscar. Yeah, you never.
Oh, that's Space
you know-
Callion? Oh, I forgot we made the fireworks small. Well, he's just always having a firework now.
Oh, wait,
Let me make the firework bigger.
wait. Did my voice come in the game?
Don't you think?
I didn't even notice.
Were they? I can't say I noticed.
So good, you.
Just goes to show what an
Forgot
accomplished
you did.
space ace you are, Captain.
I don't know what I was trying to say. I think it's a different Oscar. I could be wrong, but I don't think Oscar is historically
won't
streamed
complain.
here. So.
Turbulence detected. No
I can make the
ID
fireworks
signal.
spin.
Something's jumping out. Dead ahead.
Woo!
Bastards. Birdie, you take care of
Oh
Frank.
yeah.
Oh no. Brenna's caught in Theus's gravity well.
Slime Royale? Is that the name? I'm sorry. Can't remember the name of it. It's Slime something.
According to Hawk 2's AI unit, Ensign Bright has lost consciousness.
Oh
Moreover,
yeah, the
ship's
Super
control
Slime
system has
Battle
sustained
or
damage,
Slime
and is
Arena.
only
Super
barely
Slime
maintaining
Arena. That sounds
stability.
right.
This is
Yeah.
bad. She's dropping too steep for a safe entry.
Judging by Hawk 2's
We
angular
gotta save
entry and
Slippy.
remaining shield energy, the ship won't withstand 10 seconds of atmospheric friction.
Fuck! Get this guy off me!
What do we do?
There is one option, Maria. I'm sending something over now for your consideration.
Huh? Edgar, I thought you didn't do jokes.
It is our only option.
You're right. It's this or else.
Trace play like a replay?
I do not know.
I don't think I've ever heard anything called trace play before, but I'm gonna guess that's what that is. So, bored. I'm sure
There's only
someone will
one way to
chime in
find
if they
out.
have any thoughts on that.
Analyzing all possibilities, we have determined but one course of action that can rescue Ensign Bright.
Should have streamed
Moreover,
cats at
it will
work when
entail
you had the
serious
chance,
risk.
Oscar.
The neat thing about the Feather One's support
24/7
craft is that it
development
comes
cat
outfitted with
stream.
an amplifier, which allows the ship to deploy its assault field even when docked.
Okay, it's a
You see,
replay
with this
recorder.
amplifier, you can expand the field's coverage so
Okay.
it protects both the ship and the support craft.
And when the field is in this expanded state, it creates a slight trail.
Mm.
Naturally, any matter within this trail is protected alongside it.
Hawk 2 has no real way of staying in this one spot right now. See where this is going?
Now then, I'll explain the plan. First, we'll approach Hawk 2 from the rear.
This seems like
Mission
instructions, so I'm
14.
gonna pay
Area
attention.
and have a redock there.
From there, I'll use Hawk 2's field generator to cast its assault field. Okay, Robbie? You and Eddie do whatever you can to stay inside that trail.
I shall dedicate most of my processing power to synchronizing our drop speed. We ask that you steer the ship to keep it solely within this margin. Good luck, everyone.
All right. Basically, stay right behind the ship.
Okay.
Till mission 14. I have no idea what mission we're on right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I was about to ask, Greg, what mission are we on? Or Ben on? Ben is on.
Right?
Nearing Hawk 2.
Perfect interception.
Distance to Ensign Bright, 2 meters. Undocking the
Okay, so we're in the halfway mark.
The ship's temperature is rising. You must hurry.
I know. Deploying assault field.
Ensign Birdie, keep her steady.
Oh, careful. Oh,
Sure,
to the right.
supposed to be
To the right.
how this controls. Okay, I see. Alright. I think I understand what's happening now. Oh, boy.
Oh, you're go up.
Don't worry. It's okay.
Up.
It's feeling good over there. Awesome. Nice and hot. You know what's the problem?
Oh god.
My brain's like messed up because the horizontal is like not inverted, I think. Like I'm thinking about like inverting my inputs on there. Oh, there's credits. That's not good. That's
Oh,
not
no,
what I
they-
want to see during a stream. That sounds like
They-
maybe I should
Analyzing all
maybe make a
possibilities,
save
We
state.
have determined but one
Oh,
course
don't
of
worry.
action
They
that can rescue Ensign Bright.
I know they
Moreover,
hacked
it will entail
they hacked the
serious
game so
risk.
that it has unlimited continues.
Oh,
Neat thing about
good.
the Feather One's support craft.
Oh, that's interesting. You can pause the cutscenes.
Energy off. Yeah, it's kind of funny because like at no point before had I had like thought about like the horizontal inversion stuff, but like now that I'm like having to hold the ship in place, it's
Nearing
confusing me.
Perfect interception.
Distance to Ensign Bright, 2 meters.
No need for saves.
Undocking
Alright,
the wrist.
good, because like I don't know what the commands are, so there's
The
a good
ship's
chance I would
temperature is
accidentally
rising.
soft reset
You
the
must
game.
hurry.
So
I know.
probably
Deploying
look it up
assault
first.
field.
Ensign Birdie, keep her steady.
So I need to go
All
this
right. Up,
way
down. Yeah. Okay. There you go. All right.
It's the other, it's the
Up.
other way horizontal. Sorry. The problem is I keep.
You're good. I want to say you're good.
Converting funnel movement. All right.
Hurry!
loving
Cut up!
my brain right now.
Oh my
brain
god,
is
you are down to
really
5%.
enjoying having to think about this, and I keep like smacking to the right because of it.
Keep going. You're good. You're good.
Up. Okay.
You're good.
Having to think about it is like makes it harder for some reason. Gotcha. Yeah, I think when Cargadon originally asked me to stream this, I think she said it was like 2 hours, so I just thought we'd probably play through it all here, so. That was my intention, at least. You never know what happens. Get swatted. I can't make any guarantees at that point, right? We'll beat it from the police station.
Brittany, you okay?
Aw, thanks, Maria.
Oh,
My
yeah.
neck is a bit
It is a
sore.
little confusing,
That
but,
concerns me.
you know,
You may have a cervical spine injury.
figure it out.
Thank you, Edgar, but I don't
The
think
unlimited
you
credits
need to
help, so I appreciate that.
And Rob, I don't know what to say.
Oh, don't worry about him. What kind of man would he be if he gave up on you?
Mm-hmm. That's right, Maria. All in a day's work.
Captain?
Hey, Birdie. Way to make the rest of us look bad.
Hey, wait! Captain! What are you...
I was worried. So I came to check on you guys.
But your Feather 1 can't generate enough force to get off this planet. Now you're stuck here too.
Not to worry. They finished terraforming this planet about a year ago, and now they're colonizing it. Do you know why?
I seem to remember they were trying to mine minerals.
Exactly. As luck would have it,
Spaceships on
they've
this
got a mass
game remind me a little bit like the
driver
Ride and Box Art
surrounding the
spaceship.
I guess for the sake of
honestly.
transporting resources as
For the
efficiently
PlayStation
as
game.
possible. Here, check the data.
It's just probably the red
I
and white,
see.
honestly.
This could launch us clear of the planet's atmosphere.
That's great. I had no idea.
Well, don't break out the champagne just yet.
Huh?
Before I descended, 2 big unidentified objects were launched off the moon towards the colony. I doubt they were housewarming gifts.
Meaning, if the mass driver is attacked and rendered non-operational, we won't be able to leave this planet after all.
Exactly right. If we let them destroy that mass driver, we'll be stuck sitting house for a long time.
Not good. We have multiple bogeys incoming.
Alright.
Gotta hand it to them. They work fast. Maria,
You know, like the
you
Mr.
take
status
Bright
of the
and escape
Saturn
to
at this
colony
point.
ASAP. Birdie,
Development's
you and I get to
going
play
pretty
cleanup.
well.
Alright. Catch you on the
I've
flip side.
seen Video Game Esoterica's videos
Captain?
where he talks about
Hmm.
just
Rob,
the progress on the
please take
Saturn
care.
core.
Yeah. He has like weekly Mr. videos, doesn't he, or something?
Mm-hmm.
Freak out. Alright, I appreciate
Ooh.
the change of environment. Alright.
Okay, that was cool. Like, just
That was like a cloud
poking
layer.
through the clouds. Yeah.
Oh god. Bunch of like Wii, like flight games I need to play at some point. Like Skycrawlers, I think, is that one of them, or is that an anime? Or is was it an anime-based
It was.
game?
It was an anime, and then it had a game based on it
Okay.
for the Wii.
Like that, and then I feel like there's like a few that came out around the same time.
Yeah, there was stuff like I remember Heat Seeker being one of them.
I see a ton of copies of that. I have not bought it, but I continue to consider it. It is like within my price range of like dirt cheap Wii games that I would buy. So forget who published it.
I want to say it was Codemasters, but I don't remember.
I wonder, did they publish Counterforce? For some reason, that's like a really popular stream of mine. And
Counterforce, yeah, that was. I think that was Conspiracy that brought that one over. It did get re-released as Exus on like Steam and Switch and stuff.
yeah, apparently it has like a fan base. I don't love that game, but it's interesting. I feel like I don't want to play it on the Wii though, because you have to use the nunchucks motion controls to control your ship, which is not
All
ideal.
right, let's get to that mass driver on the
Yeah,
jump.
I will say, yeah, the
Much of
Wii
the
version,
station's energy supply.
it
I would like to restock it
controls
if I may.
better
You know, I'm
than
glad you're all
expected,
getting
but
so much use out of
yeah,
my
no,
support
playing
craft.
it with just a regular controller on Switch or Steam, that's the way to go.
Oh, it doesn't run on the Mister yet. Things are pretty bad for each other. Okay. Yeah, I have a lot of gaps. Like Saturn's a part of that, right? And a lot of Sega systems in general. But I don't have like a Super Nintendo and stuff like that either. And, like, I keep looking at the Mister as like the solution to that problem, because when you're sitting there, you have a PCFX and a PC98 in your house, right? It's just kind of like, do I really need more consoles sitting around, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm hoping one day a 3DO core gets made, because I am very fascinated by the 3DO.
Noel did a video on that recently.
Yeah, I was just about to mention, yeah, Noel's video, like, I mean, just really cool titles. Like, it's very much the kind of system that I would gravitate towards.
To me, it kind of feels like if the
We've gotta make
PCFX
do
was
on our
successful.
This could turn ugly
A
quick.
little bit, but
Successful, I'm not sure, but
more than
I mean, I guess
60 video games.
relatively speaking, yes.
All right,
As far as
new
There they
texture.
are, clear
I'm
as
into
day.
this. More
Whoa.
textures, please.
Are they sticking out of the ocean?
So it would seem. They extend to the ocean floor,
We're gonna need some big tweezers to plug those things.
confirming numerous flying objects in the vicinity of the enemy vessels. They appear to be releasing boarded aircraft.
All right, places
American
everyone.
PCFX. Yeah.
He's not wrong though.
Yeah, the 3DO is definitely one of those consoles that like I would also like, but you know, again, it's like I have other places I could focus on. Probably.
Yeah. I would love to get a 3DO at some point, just because they have an ODE for it. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't have to
heard
worry
that.
about getting discs.
I could be wrong. I kind of figured a lot of the more recent 3DO stuff being talked about is maybe because an ODE got out there, so... And then people were like, okay, now I can just play all the video games.
Yeah.
Because, you know...
Like, that was a big reason how Noelle was able to make her video in the first place.
For the mass driver.
Yeah, because, like, as far as I'm aware, 3DO disc drives, not friendly drives. So.
Yeah, and, like, burning discs on it is kind of inconsistent.
Yeah.
I mean, as I'm sure you know with your experiences with the PCFX.
So I had a lot of success using archive quality CDRs. That changed my burning experience on the PCFX significantly. Now it's at the point where like I still have problems, but I have problems with like official releases too as well. So, you know, some of that's just going to be the disk drive itself.
Yeah, it could just be that. There is an ODE at least being talked about, a possible in development, right?
Yeah. David mentioned it as a possibility, but you know, I think as with anything like that, it's not like a guarantee, right? But hopefully, always hopefully, you know, the more accessible. Part of me is like the more accessible the PCFX, the better. But at the same time, like, I love the PCFX. I want people to play PCFX games. I don't know if 99.9% of the population of people who play retro games needs to play the PCFX. Like, it's a pretty rough system to get into unless you have, like, a really good Japanese level. So, but I don't know if you follow the Discord in there at all, but, like, fan translation talk
I do
comes
pop in
up.
time to time.
Yeah, fan translation talk definitely comes up, but you know.
I really hope Team Innocent gets a fan translation sooner rather than later.
I mean, it sounds like it's pretty close, but the big thing seems to be that like, and you know, obviously I'm not going to like speak for anyone or anything like that, but it sounds like there's just a lot of tedious work left, and that is kind of the thing holding it back.
think maybe shooting him?
That's advice. Just shooting him. I'm trying to looking for like if there's like a part I should shoot him or what. And I'm just like, no. Because it feels like this. I don't know. I don't. It's like instead of getting explosion, I'm getting like little white sparks instead. And I don't know if that's like a you're not doing damage thing, right? Like there, like the back part. Okay, there we go. Got that. But like, is the rest of this? Because this is just white still.
Have you tried locking onto it?
I don't have a lock on with this.
Oh, I thought you did.
The other ship you do, not this one.
Oh, okay.
I'm a pro gamer, Galaga. I don't need lock on. I just need to ram into the ship nonstop and take my shields down 75%. This is what I do.
Okay, so, shoot the engines, not the tails. So I guess the white part.
Maybe it's like shoot the bottom part of it. Okay, yeah. Looks like if you don't want to shoot the actual exhaust. Okay, all right. Well, we may end up dying, but lessons learned. Let's see if we can pull it off. Yeah, I mean that's one thing I'm kind of hoping with the PCFX podcast is that gets people, you know, involved and excited, and more people involved, the better, right? But it is a system that I think, without a lot of good fan translations, you know, it's never probably going to break in the way that people need, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I try every time I talk about Buddy Mission Bond to convince other people to try to play it the way I played it, right? And nobody wants to, and it's totally reasonable. I understand it, and like I know some people also think that's like a bastardized way to play that game, which again I totally understand that as well. Just like a ton of machine translation, but I think a lot of it is like how you use machine translation, and oh god, I didn't do that. Okay, and making sure that like you're not taking text literally, right? And you're always questioning everything you're given, and also fully understanding by the end of that game you are, you are not going to know everything, and you can't assume you know in some ways anything, right? But that doesn't like change your ability to like enjoy it. I feel like to some degree, especially something like Buddy Mission Bomb, which is like super straightforward, right?
Yeah.
So, like. If you were playing like Xenosaga or something like that, that might be like a harder thing. Like Xenosaga 1 and 2 DS and trying to machine translate that.
How do we stop?
Yeah, I think for a visual novel like Buddy Mission Bond, I feel like that method it's good enough that it could provide, a complete experience even if you're not familiar with the language.
Yeah, Dan Thrax, unfortunately, one of the problems with streaming a video game is you don't pay attention to the game text all the time, and with Galaga here it's maybe even less so than usual. So
pinning the blame on me.
Yeah. My usual rule of thumb is that like I will pay attention to about 70% of the text on stream. Or like not a rule of thumb, but like maybe the best way to describe it is like 70% gets to my brain and I actually like understand it. Obviously it's gonna be different for every person, right? Yeah. That was like part of the reason like when I played through Nappletail, I felt kind of bad about playing it on the stream because like I felt like I missed a lot of what the dialogue was doing in that game. And so like I liked it, but I don't necessarily know if I really got everything I could have gotten out of it if I played it by myself, kind of thing. So, but that's how streaming goes, right? You just kind of make your bet, hope it works out, and then if you're a jerk like me, you force everybody all the way through the experience no matter what. So Yeah, I was thinking about One Piece today. Unlimited
Oh, yeah?
Adventure.
Oh yeah. What about?
That's a cool game. One of the worst stream games I've ever played, but that's a cool game. Still don't really care about One Piece, but you know. I'm curious, like, yeah, like how much of that game design was like actually informed by like, well, they're treasure hunters, right? So I guess how do you find treasure? I don't know. Let's
It would seem we won't be stranded after all.
make him go find a bunch of crafting materials. I don't know. It's really weird.
Noses up.
Yeah.
It's hard keeping my cool this close to the surface.
I have detected zero cool in your care, Captain.
Shut up.
I had the One Piece McDonald's burger when I was in Japan. The airport.
Ooh, nice. What was in that?
It's like yuzu radish sauce or something like that. And they put like a weird little bulb on the head to kind of be like a hat on the bun.
Oh, that's cool. Did you take a picture of it?
Yes, I took a bad picture of it. You can get a better picture by searching online, probably. I wasn't really intending to take a picture of it. Well, I took a picture of it intentionally, but like I was not. I was like at the airport, and it was like the McDonald's sandwich was not exactly the main goal.
And appears to have some sort of enormous structure.
The main goal
at
was
its
getting
center.
home.
We believe it
see
is
if I
a
can pull it up real
staging
quick.
site for an attack against Earth. We must neutralize this base for Earth's sake, as well as to protect the Venus colony. Therefore,
Protect
we
Venus.
will launch an assault with every fighter aboard this carrier. The enemy base
1%
is built
dialogue
in a
is made
radial
into my
structure
head
on
now.
the moon's
Protect
surface,
Venus.
with
Got it.
several battleships positioned around it.
Big Luftberg. That's what I'm gonna
As
call
with
this
the
file.
frontline base, it appears to be converting the moon's mineral components into energy, which it is amassing in a central tower.
What mission are we on?
Oh, this
If we
picture's
approach
huge.
from above, we risk coming under concentrated fire from those
It's down.
battleships.
Down.
Therefore, please make your descent at a distance. Stay low to the
There you
ground.
go. Like
Infiltrate
the
and
angle's
attack.
really bad on it, but
Best of luck.
hamburger with like yuzu, sweet yuzu on a sauce thing. You want a bun hat?
Bun hat.
Can I make this work? I'm not gonna be able to. All right, you're gonna just get the actual bulb. I think this is gonna happen. Please enjoy your bun hat. Okay.
Oh.
See how many layers of garbage we can put over your space by the end of the stream. Mission success, Alex. It's good. We got a bun hat. Dude.
Hawk Squadron's all set. Eagle 1, Falcon 1.
I completely
How's it
forgot.
looking on
I
your
played
end?
Rogue Squadron
Good
on
to
the
go.
GameCube
No issues here.
Well,
Oh.
shall we
and
then?
Rebel Assault.
Mission area coordinates
Those are very
confirmed.
good space games.
Initiating jump.
Yes, they are.
I played a ton of those as a kid, actually. I never played the 64 one though.
Yeah,
Once
same.
again,
I
it's
only
like
played the
Space Command
GameCube
to take
ones.
down a whole base.
Same song, new day. What's holding up the fleet? They should be pretty close by now.
We're at the mission area. Jumping out.
I'm glad the second half of this
Here
game
goes.
has
Stay
a lot
close
of
to the ground.
diversity of environments.
Enemy base confirmed. Straight ahead.
Well,
I think my problem with a
Might
lot
as
of
well
space
stop
games is
by,
like
since
every
we're in
area
the
feels the
neighborhood.
same a lot of times. So I was a
Hawk
little worried
Squadron,
that's what this
full
game was
speed
going to be
ahead.
for a little bit. It's just like everything's going to be just somewhere in space.
start with those battleships.
Obviously, this is still in space, but everywhere's technically in space, right? But
Be careful.
Yeah. But like, there's more environmental diversity.
there's more stuff
in
to
these
see.
later
Yeah,
ones.
this kind of thing. I think
Yeah,
Star
like,
Fox
this
generally
one's-
does a pretty good job with that. Maybe the Star Wars
It's a
Rogue
really nice
Squadron
looking
is
game.
maybe not as good. Maybe it's good. I don't know. It's been a long time.
I think Rogue Squadron had like some good environmental diversity.
I no longer have my copy because I lent it to a friend and he never gave it back. What a jerk.
You know, funny story. So I've been cleaning, like I've been doing like some cleaning up around my
You
place.
have my copy of Rogue Squadron in there. Were you that kid?
No, but it. So when I was cleaning up, I had to like move a lot of furniture just to vacuum underneath my bed, and underneath my bed, what did I find? I found my long-lost copy of Rogue Squadron 3 just covered in a layer of dust, and I'm like,
oh god.
Holy crap, like, how long has this been here?
My Game Gears that were not ever really my Game Gears. I got them from one that have acquired a layer of dust that I no longer clean. It's just like, I kind of appreciate the layer of dust on them now. So, they're not really in great working condition, so there's not really a lot of reason to use them. And you know me, like, if I can't capture something, it becomes significantly harder to justify cleaning, so.
The central tower has
Too
opened
early.
fire.
All right, all units, focus on the tower.
Alright, tower time. Straight out. Also really like the Star Wars arcade games. I think that's like a fairly common sentiment though.
Oh yeah, the Atari ones, you mean? Like the vector graphic ones?
The third one
Yeah.
in particular I remember being very good.
I never played the third one. That was the one that wasn't vector graphics, right?
No, that's the second one. That wasn't graphics.
Oh, okay.
The third one is Empire Strikes Back, I think. And it's like on Pop or something like that.
Oh no, the third one was Return of the Jedi.
Oh, Return of the Jedi. Okay, I don't know anything about Star Wars. So, but yeah, it's like a Hoth battle mission kind of thing. And when you go around like the, I don't know what they're called, walkers, the big boys that you like tie with your ropes that they don't make you do in that game because it's too hard to do that. You like shoot ropes out and they just kind of like go around it rather than like, you know, actually, you know, go around the leg of them or whatever.
You just gotta aim it at the legs, like that's how you do it.
Yeah, but you can kind of move around that environment, and it kind of keeps track of where you are versus like the original vector graphics one, where you're kind of just on rails the whole time. It is still very much a straight, like go straight game, and like you don't really have a need to kind of navigate around. But it is nice to be able to do that if you want to. Yeah, that's pretty fun. I think I played them on GameCube. Well, I played them originally there. I actually did. The original Star Wars arcade, you'll find that everywhere, right? That's just a thing that's around.
It just got like an arcade one-up machine. I remember they previewed it at the E3 2019 when I went.
Oh, nice. Did they include the other games in there too, or just that one?
I think it was just the original one, but I could be wrong.
If it feels wrong, we'll pull back.
But at Portland Retro Game Expo, they had the third game there. So, I don't remember what year it was. But it's that thing that, like, oh my gosh. You know people who are, like, completely disrespectful of arcade machines and things like that?
Oh, yeah.
Dude just, like, oh god, what am I doing? Dude just, like, he died and he just, like, started slamming the like, little, you know, wing controller thing, right? It's like, what are you doing, man? Like, these are, like, donated things, right? Some people.
Yeah.
I say that. I know people who, like, get physically, like, agitated when they get frustrated by games, and, like, it's not something they necessarily want to do, so I guess it's something that you really can't control depending on who you are. But it's rough to see that sometimes, so. Solely and straight at an angle. Okay. Sorry, I was not thinking. I just like was flying into it and shooting it. So.
Just go, yeah, go into the tunnel. Do not shoot the tunnel. Pro tip.
Pro tip. Let's skip the in-game cutscenes.
Hawk Squadron's all set. Eagle 1, Falcon 1. How's it looking on your end?
Good to go.
No issues here.
Well,
I do appreciate that, like, it seems like all the ships have, like, somewhat unique designs, it feels like.
Yeah.
Like, when you go into the group of ships, it feels like a lot of them have diversity of...
And once again, they expect Space Command to take down a whole base.
same song, new
Can you
day.
unlock more ships, or is
What's
it just
holding up
the
the
first
fleet?
two?
They should be pretty close by now.
I don't know.
We're at the mission area. Jumping out.
Streaming or playing the game? Because I don't know if I'm doing a particularly good job playing it, but... Streaming, I mean, I have some experience with it. I think I get more stressed about if I commit to a video game and nobody seems to be enjoying it, and I'm just like, I gotta finish it though. So, this I'm not too concerned. It's a 2-hour game, so we'll get through it. Whatever happens.
Oh god, I remember Crime Crackers.
I think everybody who watched that game wanted to like it, right? Like, I don't think anybody... Everyone appreciated
cool
what it was
look to
trying to do. But
yeah. And it seems like the sequel was definitely a much better experience.
I mean, I think it was a launch game for the PS1 in Japan, so, you know, early
Yeah, I
3
think so.
launch game, you know. And admittedly, you know, I don't think it has a fan translation still. We were just using the machine translation, so. But I don't really feel like that was an issue outside of that one, like, pyramid kind of level where you had, like, to solve the puzzles on the walls or something. And honestly, I kind of appreciated the what's it called? The variety, because a lot of that game just felt kind of the same. So. But, yeah, I don't know. I have problems with games like that. Like Evolution on the Dreamcast, where, like, the dungeons all just feel identical. And, like, they're all just, like, made up of, like, square blocks, right? Like, I have a hard time with these kind of games. I feel like I should be better about it. They're like, because those games are obviously prioritizing something else, right? Things like randomized dungeon elements. And, like, I feel like I need to be a better person at, like, appreciating that element of a game. But, like, growing up, I just always preferred dungeons that felt more like, you know, had an identity, right?
Yeah. And
I think it's, like, part of the problem I have with, like, Breath of the Wild is that, like, I felt like the dungeons didn't have any identity in that game. Like, they all kind of felt the same as well. I haven't been following any Tears of the Kingdom stuff to see, like, how the dungeons are in those, if they're similar, or if they even bother to, like, invest a lot of time into those. Just like, go make mechs in the world, dude. What are you doing? Go make mechs. You could push block in dungeon, but mechs, man.
The tower has opened fire.
All right, all units, focus on the tower.
Just the two ships? Okay. There's a lot of, like, replayability to this, because, like, obviously it's, like, a fairly short game. And, like, I think at this point, people didn't really worry about replayability of stuff like this. I think most Saturn fans are probably old enough that they're like, yes, 2-hour video game. Thank God. Like, fit this into my life, right? Like I am.
Oh, yeah. I barely have the time to play games.
Yeah, but, like, back in the day, right, if this was, like, a full-price thing, like, I guess, like, I think there's difficulty options I saw in the menu, maybe?
I think so, probably.
Alex,
And I mean,
I'll
the
try to be
added
back more
replay
often,
value.
but there's a lot of stuff going on that I gotta figure out.
Yeah. Plus, there's the added replay value of 2-player co-op.
That's right. The way you described it, I don't necessarily know if I'd want to play it that way, but...
I would definitely be interested in trying to convince a friend to play it like that with me.
Is there, like, network play for Saturn for local? Play that online with somebody?
Oh no, I mean one of my IRL friends.
Well, I meant, is that an option though? Is, like, there's network play for local multiplayer stuff?
You know, I don't know. I don't know. Probably. Actually, yeah, come to think of it, I have seen people play co-op games on network play through RetroArch.
Although I think Saturn actually had, like,
perform a more thorough scan
games,
first.
like, initially.
Oh, what's the harm?
Like there's a
If it
version
feels
of
wrong, we'll
Daytona
pull
that was
back.
like a network version.
That's why we have a salt
I
field.
think it was like
for
mail
these
order
babies.
only.
Yeah, and it's like one of the rarest games on there.
All right, time to fly in the hole.
Oh, that's right. Saturn Bomberman Online had a like a net play version as well.
Oh, I see what's happening.
It's
I
shut
thought these like
behind
little
us.
orange
Watch it,
things were like
Birdie.
little
This
pillars
ain't
sticking
good.
out, and I thought I was shooting like the
The
core.
entry point has been sealed off by a bulkhead. The underground energy radiation also prevents us from reversing our vector.
Boosting.
Oh,
the-
congrats,
Possible
congrats,
to turn
Alex.
around at this location. Let us proceed
Oh,
forward for now.
congratulations! Yay! I kind of wanted to set up a game of Homeland with people, but it
There is a
requires
large
everybody to have
open
Japanese
space ahead.
gamekeep as far as I can tell. Oh.
Obstruction incoming. Please reduce your speed.
'Cause it doesn't like... There's like a weird network screen that game has for like setting up the server.
I detect a high
And
concentration of
like
energy.
apparently it's like
It would appear
does
this
not
is
play
where
nice if
conversion
you're like
takes
loading
place.
up in like Swiss or something like
Destroy
that.
the energy
I don't know if
converter
anyone's trying to find a
support
solution for
structure.
that
I will
yet, but I
place
mean like
markers
it's
on the
one
display.
video game,
All
right?
other locations have reinforced armor and are not susceptible to attack.
Homeland seems like a really awesome game though. I really would like to play that. There is like a review online that talks about the online mode. I don't think it like talks about the gameplay that much though. But I think there's like still space for somebody to talk about that from like a gameplay perspective.
I don't think I'm familiar with Homeland.
Oh, it's like super cute. It's a little so it's a Japanese game or Japan only GameCube kind of like I don't know if MMO is the right word, but you know, kind of like in that Phantasy Star Online style. The nice thing is that it's still online because it has like people who have a GameCube can set up their GameCube as a server for the game. Like
Oh, that's
built in.
cool.
And you can people can connect to that server, and like basically the person who has the server GameCube plays like the god of that world essentially. And then I think it's up to 64 players can connect to the world. I could be wrong about the number, but I think that's it. There's a Japanese community that plays online, but there's a while where it was fairly open, but after that guy put out that video about the game, I think they kind of closed it down to people because it probably just got too overwhelming. So it'd be nice if there's like a US fan-based server, but again, like getting it all set up, you need a network adapter for your GameCube. I don't know the emulator. For that.
Dolphin?
But yeah, there might be some kind of setup for that. But last I checked, it was not like super easy to set up, unfortunately. But I have not checked recently. So.
Yeah.
You never know. Like there's an adapter for the GameCube keyboard controller to connect to PC, right? So there's always some like random person that's like, yeah, sure, I'll do this. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like I think you like hold hands with your party members and stuff. It's pretty cute. I streamed it a long time ago.
Converter destroyed. Picking up a powerful reading.
Oh,
It is
think you
dangerous.
might have to
Please evacuate.
escape?
Oh, sorry, I was reading the chat.
Yeah, escape. You gotta get out.
Okay, where's that hole at? Sorry, I was trying to catch up with the chat. 3 difficulties and a good ending. That's right. You can get different endings. I forgot about that. Gosh, I know this is a long mission. I shouldn't have died. I'm sorry. Trying to play that whole thing again. I'll pay attention next time. Japan is a cruel and greedy place for games. Imagine buying the original crappy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to make any assumptions about that. And I mean, obviously that was like a successful business model. I mean, Square Enix did it, right? So like people would do it. Guess that's one nice thing about DLC is that like, you know, if you have the original copy of the game, you typically will still get that content.
Good to go.
No issues here.
Horizon,
Well,
whatever,
shall
being
we
the
then?
exception.
Mission area coordinates confirmed.
All right,
Initiating
take care,
jump.
Danthrax.
Thanks, Danthrax. Appreciate you coming. And thank you again for your work.
Yeah, thank you
Once
again.
again, they expect Space Command to take down a whole base.
Same song, new day.
Same
What's
song,
holding
new
up
day.
the fleet? They should be
For
pretty
the
close
third
by
time.
now.
We're at the mission area. Jumping out.
Battle network, yeah. Heard that
I very
the
much-
physical for that
Here
sold out in
goes.
Japan, but you
Stay
know,
close
honestly, it
to the
doesn't
ground.
necessarily mean success. But
Enemy base confirmed.
It's sold out. It's sold out here. Like
Oh,
I,
yeah.
Might as
I
well
wish
stop
I had
by,
pre-ordered it
since
when I
we're
had
in
the
the
chance, because
neighborhood.
now it's like insanely expensive.
Hawk
I
Squadron,
would be
full speed
surprised.
ahead.
I mean, I don't know if Capcom went through any special publishing deal with that, but I would be surprised if
start
they
with
didn't just
those
make new
battleships.
copies at some point.
There's about a gazillion of those.
That seems like something
Yeah.
they want to put on a shelf and have on a shelf.
Be careful.
Yeah, I mean, the Battle Network collection sold like 1 million copies. Like, it was a huge hit. Like, I would not be surprised if they announce a new Battle Network game very soon.
I mean, that'd be nice. There hasn't been a Mega Man thing in years.
Yeah, 11 I think was the last one.
I will say, 11 did sell like 1 million something copies, and they still didn't do anything with it. So.
Mm-hmm. But I think the speed at which the Battle Network collection sold over 1 million copies might have them look into it.
I mean, I think before Mega Man 11, like Battle Network 4 or something like that was like the best-selling Mega Man game of all time. Something crazy.
Yeah, and I think 11 is now the best-selling of the classic Mega Man.
Yeah, it is. It is, I think, the best-selling Mega Man game at this point. At the time, before 11, I think it was like Battle Network 4 or something weird.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, they might probably do a Star Force collection after this. Because that's related to Battle Network.
Mm-hmm. I think 11's a really interesting game. If only from like a difficulty kind of thing, because it like has like some really interesting approaches to like how players can kind of control that experience. Because like you have a shop where you can like buy essentially things that let you skip parts of the game in some ways. And I thought that was like a cool system that they had. And also you have like, you know, the double gear system and stuff. I kind of wish the double gear system was like built into the actual like mechanics of the game really, but it was more or less just like a, hey, you having trouble with this part of the game? Slow it down, buddy. So, but you know, I appreciate all that stuff being there, and like you could also just play it like a normal Mega Man game too if you wanted as well. So, but you know, I'm not like a core Mega Man fan, so like whatever they do with that, I don't really care that much. So,
I do agree, Greg, that yeah, if they wanted to bring back Mega Man, they really should have done something bigger and more ambitious with it.
what would that even look like? Yes, would be my question.
Mega Man Legends?
I don't know if Mega Man Legends.
That's just me wanting Legends 3.
I worry Mega Man Legends is a thing that's like, we want that? Like, yes, I would want them to announce Mega Man Legends, but like, how much would it sell? But hey, I would have said that about a Battle Network collection, right? I've been like, whatever.
It is dangerous.
I mean, those
the
games sold
first
really
Mega
well, though, I
Man
should
Legends did do pretty well.
There's a hole where the tower was standing.
Oh yeah, the kart race, Battle and Chase.
The enemy's energy.
Hell yeah, bring back
Oh,
a new
yeah.
Battle and Chase game.
I think I unlocked that in the PS2 collection.
underground. All right, right. Birdie.
Bring the two series together, that'd be
Going
kind of
in.
neat.
McPherson, we need to perform a more thorough scan first.
Oh, what's
That would be a
I've got
cool
to
idea.
Feels
Mega Man
wrong, we'll pull
3
back.
of the classic series
why we
and
have
Mega
assault
Man
fields on these babies.
X3 as well.
You know, one thing I wouldn't mind seeing them trying to do. Do you remember Maverick Hunter? Like, it was one of the canceled Mega Man games that they were working on, where it was a first-person shooter and it's from like former Metroid Prime developers.
Yeah, I think at the time people would have hated it, but I think today people would be more open to it.
Yeah, I feel like if you were to bring back Mega Man X to do it in that style, not even call it like X9, just call it, just have it something completely unrelated, like its own spin-off in a way, like Command Mission.
Yeah. I'd be cool with that. You know me. I want video games to be weird. So if you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna make a Mega Man first-person shooter, I'm like, yeah, man, do it. Put his wife in his arm. I picked up what's the RPG? Is that Command Mission?
Yeah.
I picked that up a while ago. haven't played it still, but I would really like to. I also have a NT. I'm doing amazing at running into everything.
Network transmission?
Yeah, that game looks cool. I want to play that still. I put a little bit of that in the Babylon's Fall video, and I was like, I can play this stuff. I don't know if that game has like a following, but it seems like a game people would, like, a weird group of the fan base would be into, so. Like, yeah, card platformer. Go for it, man. The Lost Kingdoms Mega Man game. Alright. Oh, yeah, Senator
Alright, get up,
thing.
get up. Go, 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 go.
Oh, this is the get up part?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the part where you get out.
Converter destroyed. Picking up a powerful
All right.
wave.
Oh, no!
It is dangerous. Please evacuate.
Hurry, hurry, hurry.
There you go. Oh, I got 1% shield. I maybe don't want to touch these walls.
The bulkhead remains
Yep.
sealed. We have no choice. We must trust our assault field. Please maintain top speed.
Right, man.
Maintain that top speed. Oh, crap!
Just like the death animation at the end.
Oh, no!
Not enough top speed, I guess. I did kind of like stop a little bit to readjust myself a little bit because I was scared I was gonna hit the wall. Great.
Did you have to shoot that? Or?
I don't know. Time to play the mission again. Keep talking about Mega Man. I think I let off on the gas a little bit earlier to like try to readjust myself, and I think that messed it up. I could be wrong.
There is no room for error with that escape sequence.
Thank you for the unlimited credits. I appreciate it.
Eagle 1,
Yes.
how's it looking on your end?
That was
go.
an
No
excellent
issues here.
decision.
Well,
Maybe I should
Shall
drop
we
a
then?
save state.
Missionary coordinates confirmed. Initiating jump.
I mean, I assume that is the end of the mission. But
And once again, they expect Space Command to take
Do
down
me a
the
favor.
whole base.
same song,
you look
new
at the
day.
button to make a save state
What's
in
holding up
Memphis.
the fleet? They should be.
Oh,
pretty close by
I
now.
want to say
We're at the
it
mission area.
is.
Jumping out.
Can
Let me
you
double check
verify
before I
it as
say
well
anything.
so I
Yeah.
don't press the wrong thing?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're playing this in RetroArch,
Here
right?
goes.
I'm playing in Mendefin.
Oh,
No
actual
retro,
Mendefin,
no
okay.
retro arch. Just have Mendefin drop the image on
Might
the
as well stop
Mendefin
by,
icon,
since
and
we're
it
in
was
the
like, "Okay,
neighborhood."
video game go."
Hawk Squadron.
F5
full
for
speed
save state.
ahead.
Okay. I'll put one before we
Let's
go
start
into the
with those
tunnel or something.
battleships.
There's about a gazillion of those gun turrets.
Yeah,
flying around
F5
the
save state,
Be
F7
careful.
load states.
I think it may be another thing too is I forgot this controller. So I have boost on RT or R bumper for this 360 controller, and I have had problems with this bumper like catching a double tap. I'm trying to remember what game I was playing where I was having trouble with it, but I think it might have been a Dojin game actually I was playing. I bounced the bumper. I don't know if I'm gonna do like a Japan stream thing. I might just do like a pre-recorded video, but I did get a bunch of Dojin games in Japan, so that was good. No, actually, like Dojin event. There is actually a couple Dojin games I got at an event, but most of it was just from like what's it called? Lashin Bang. Which when you go on your trip Galaga, you should go to Lashin Bang. And get some
Yeah.
Dojin games.
I'm down for it. Like Comic Head is gonna be the big one for me when I go.
Bring a if you're gonna buy a lot of Dojin games, bring some kind of bag or backpack. Really, in my
Oh,
opinion,
yeah.
plan for more space the better. So my friend got me a collapsible backpack, and so that's like something good to have, just in case you end up in a situation where you buy a stupid amount of stuff. Here you go, backpack. And it's like nice not to like just have like a normal backpack on your backpack the whole trip, right? Although that being said, like everybody in Japan seems kind of so, or have some
Yeah,
kind
like
of bag.
I always bring a backpack with me when I go to conventions.
But yeah, I think if I remember correctly, like last time I did a Japan stream, it was really long, and I think I might just want to kind of like tighten it up a little bit. And
Yeah, just have like a regular vlog type video or something.
yeah, probably just like the pickups video kind of thing, but with pictures instead, and some physical things based off if I got
All right,
things right.
all units, focus on the tower.
Let's see about that. I really want to start working on videos and stuff, but I'm gonna have a bunch
Me
of other
too.
stuff. I got the PCFX podcast I gotta do with filler still, so which is still good. Don't get me wrong, but like it satisfies a different itch, right? So I'm really antsy about making a video again, but I also, man, it's probably gonna be a Xenosaga video. And look, man, I know I care about that. I don't know how people who follow me care about that, so.
There's a hole where the tower was standing. Jeez, get a load of this reading. Is that the enemy's energy supply?
So that's
Any of
their
this
game.
numbers
They're stockpiling it underground.
any of the numbers to select your
All
slot,
right.
like
Right.
one slot,
Birdie,
5 to save.
we're going in.
McPherson.
Okay.
Perform a more thorough scan first.
All right.
What's the harm? If it feels wrong, we'll pull back.
Maybe.
That's why we have assault fields on these babies.
A0.
Alrighty, here we go.
Huh? It's shut
Third
behind us.
time's the
Watch it,
charm?
Birdie. This ain't
Was this the
good.
third
Is this the
time?
third time? I thought that was the fourth time.
Well, third time you actually got in here.
Okay, I was gonna say, first time I just shot the tunnel and died.
It is impossible
So,
to turn around at this location. Let us proceed forward for now.
yes, I know about the double tap. It's a little finicky to pull up with this controller, but once I get it there, I'll get it there, so. And I won't let go of it this time.
There is a large open space ahead. Obstruction incoming. Please reduce your speed.
Feels like 10 times. It's a long mission, so. It's kind of interesting that there's some missions in this game that's like, kill 2 ships. Okay, mission done. And then other ones like this where it's like. I mean, I guess this is like the first one that really feels small. So.
All other locations
Yeah.
have reinforced armor and are not
Which mission is this, Greg?
Yes, yes.
Okay, 11.
11.
So I think there's about 6 more missions.
I'll try not to play them 5 times over each. So. I did not buy as many like retail games though in Japan this time around. I spent most of my time in Tokyo, and prices are just pretty rough there, which I think is kind of expected, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now Nagoya, go to Nagoya and go to their shops there. There's like a ton of just like, there's a whole shelf that was just like, all these 3DS games are $1. And look, it's like stuff I don't really want, but you know, it's like popular stuff like, here, you want Monster Hunter? Get in on this Monster Hunter. And there's like a bunch of like, you know, Nintendo games actually on there as well, which is pretty great.
Okay, time to get out.
Time to get out. Okay, is that the bottom?
Yeah, go up, go up. Alright.
It is dangerous.
And
Please
then
evacuate.
Alright.
Alright.
Keep going. So yeah, but
Moment of truth.
but you know, I
The
also
bulkhead remains
kind of have a
sealed.
lot of
We
it.
have
So
no choice. We must
I
trust
think
our
Dojin
assault
games
field.
are the better
Please
place to spend
maintain
my
top
money.
speed.
Alright, shoot!
Bulkhead destroyed.
Oh.
We made it.
Sweet.
I think it was the AEG speed that like makes you
Captain,
smash through
please
it.
order all units
Oh,
to
okay.
withdraw. It is dangerous.
We know that. Me and Captain are
You
the
did
only
it!
ones still here.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Dama, how's it going?
Let's get the hell out.
Oh, hey, Dama.
Understood.
Yeah, the
Initiating
Super
jump
Potato, I went in for like just a few minutes, but I didn't actually like do any shopping there. I did ask them if they had PCFX games, and the shop clerk like had a moment of just like, really PCFX games? And I was like, yes. And he was like, the entire time he was upstairs, like he was like, PCFX, eh?
Having
It's like
taken
you're-
the
you're
enemy
that
staging
one guy.
outpost, we, the Joint Space Command,
had,
have
like,
left
3
Venus
games.
in our wake and just arrived
And
at
they're
the
like all
verdant first
blasted
planet
by
in
like
our
the
solar
UV
system,
lights they use, so the
Mercury.
like covers are just
We are
destroyed.
now restocking on supplies and fuel from a
Aw.
container ship in
I
preparation
don't know why
for
like
the
so many
decisive
Japanese
battle that
shops
awaits
do
once
that.
we've regrouped with the UNSF. whose
Yeah.
arrival is
Like
also
cover
imminent.
destroying lights in their
It's the
buildings.
perfect time for something to go wrong.
I only spent maybe around like 48 hours, if even less so than that. So it was a very short trip. I mostly went there because there's a game event called Game Legacy, and it was like a little Dojin event, and it was very small and like it was very niche stuff. Like I mean, it was all like PC Engine stuff, right? Like they're like people who like Tenkai Makio, people who liked, you know, Yuna and things like that. So. It was nice to see that kind of more niche stuff. Then there's like people who make their own games. There's like somebody who's making a game for like students and like that
It's
they would
an
play in a
enemy ambush.
cafeteria. It's really
Garuda
weird.
is
I don't really
currently
understand
docked
what
to a
they're trying to
container
tell me.
The ship
But
is
it
still
sounded like they're
carrying
trying
a
to
large
like
volume of fuel,
make a
putting us at
school
extreme
game that
risk.
people like little kids could
However,
play
we
basically.
cannot abandon it while it is unarmed.
Interesting.
Hawk and Eagle squadrons deploy all units at once.
Scramble,
Intercept
scramble.
the enemy at all costs.
It was a really cool event though, but you know, I couldn't speak to anyone is the problem. Because I've abandoned Japanese for 10 years and I need to get back on.
Well, sorry to hear about that, Dama. That
Dama,
sucks.
What happened? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna repeat
Yeah,
it.
it's all right.
We are currently
Text
evacuating
to
all
speech is
passengers
off. We're
the
safe.
container ship onto ours.
Yeah.
Once complete, the container ship will vacate the area via autopilot. Until then, guard that ship at all costs.
The container ship is well armored,
Guard
but
the
were
ship.
it to explode, the Garuda could itself sustain critical damage.
Mostly about like Wii and DS games. I don't think
Yo,
I've.
Birdie,
Fine.
glad you could join us.
PCFX games.
Listen, things will get ugly if we don't clear the area.
I skipped out on
ASAP.
PC 98 because I
Up
need
to
to get a new sound
I'll be
card
here looking after
before I do
Garuda.
anything with that
Break a
thing.
leg, Robbie!
Maria, no word of encouragement for me.
Break a circuit, Eddie!
What can I break, Maria?
Another leg?
What about me?
What am I, a parrot?
Cannon.
The writing is really good in this.
I mostly import most of my collection, but I have somebody go through that's like a really good seller, so I think if I didn't have somebody I could like rely on for that stuff, I wouldn't import nearly as much. But like Vink knows the type of games I want, so other people are like, we're gonna charge you $80 for a copy of First Kiss Story, and it's like, yeah, thanks, Vink. Appreciate that. For like $20 in Japan.
Yeah, I need to check out Vink's streams.
They're fun. I've enjoyed them. But yeah. They're just like, I'm not much of a morning person, and unfortunately it's like really early Saturday morning for me, so.
Oh, yeah.
But I do try to tune in if I am awake, so. I need to sneeze.
All enemy
Maybe
units
not.
destroyed.
Maybe just need to rub
The
my nose.
container ship appears unharmed.
Whew. They had me sweating bullets. They've learned a thing or two about when to launch an attack.
I thought we were done for!
Hey now.
Oh, it's a cardigan
Where's
bit.
your faith in the team? Didn't you trust us?
You just said you were sweating bullets!
Oh, right.
Garuda to all units.
When I was at,
The UNSF's arrival is imminent. Mind the
I was
aftershocks
playing
as
a
they
game,
jump
so
out.
Cargan has like a little like
Finally, time
mini
to
like
settle the
emulation
Right.
system, like really small. I've seen them before. I have no idea what they're called though. They look like almost like little. You know that game system that has the crank on it? The
the Playdate?
It looks like that, but just like a normal Game Boy interface kind of thing.
Oh, is it like one of those like Retroid Pockets or like Anbernic or something
Probably.
like that?
I don't know the name of any of them because I don't really do any emulation stuff really, but she had like a game that she had on there and I just like started it up and it was like a game for girls thing.
The enemy has arrived
But
in
like
the vicinity of the sun,
you could
but remains at a standstill.
the character had like
for now.
super highly
Central Command has
customizable
chosen
clothes.
To seize the opportunity
Like there were
and
8
launch a
slots on her.
coordinated attack
And as far as I
with
can tell, they
the
were
entire
just
of our
for
military
aesthetics.
force.
And you could
Enemy
layer
forces
them
are grouped
differently
in a
and you could
hollow
just take a
spherical
bunch of them
formation.
off and stuff like that.
We will send squadrons
It was
consisting
like-
of a few ships
I don't know. It was
each
like
to
really
simultaneously
weird to
attack
just see
their
like
low
that
density
level of
opponents.
customization of just like, yeah, you can put the undershirt
All
on top
fighters
of the
take
dress
point
if you
and
want
destroy
to
the enemy
in like a
ships so
Game
our
Boy
allied
Advance
fleet
game.
can proceed
It's like,
ahead.
I don't even know what this thing is.
Any
It's really
interfering
interesting.
enemy ships will be marked as targets on your HUD.
Oh, that's cool.
Best of luck.
So this is mission 13, I think.
Yeah, I never ask for like PC98 stuff. I usually just go to like Surigaya or something like that, or no, yeah, Surigaya, yeah, and like go through their section. But I mean, a lot of it is just kind of like horny adventure games for the most part. Which not anything necessarily wrong with that, but it is a little hard to get into if you don't know any Japanese. But I saw a couple games that caught my eye and weren't that expensive, but yeah, just the fact I don't have a working sound card, I was just like, I don't need to worry about this right now. So I need to replace the sound card before I bother with anymore. I've got 6 games and I've only played one of them, right? So got like Queen of Queens, I think is one of the ones I need to play.
Captain Virgil,
Queen-
Captain Field, let's
Queen of
do
Duelist?
this. All right,
Ready to go?
Oh yeah, I think that was on. Was that on the Sharp X68000?
It could be. I have the PC98
Guess we'll be
version.
face to
but-
face with the enemy
Okay.
once we jump out, huh?
Oh, happy birthday, Dama.
Oh, happy birthday.
Or
What are you,
happy soon-to-be
scared?
birthday, at least.
Sounds like
Yeah.
someone's going soft.
I did buy the
Stick it.
X68000 collection
4
to
years of
beat,
your BS, I can
with
hardly
those 4
remember
games
life
though.
without it, Jake.
So,
What's that supposed to mean? Am I so bad?
but that doesn't come out till the
Yeah.
winter, so I have to wait until it
shucks.
shows up.
Now arriving at the mission area.
It's nice to see them like porting those things to like modern Windows platforms. Project Egg has been like doing really good stuff recently. It feels like
It's an enemy attack.
Oh man!
it's like
Oh, tell me
bringing
you're
that
kidding.
stuff to Switch and things
All
like
units,
that. I
full
don't
speed
know.
ahead. Let's make 'em rue the day.
And also opening it up for Dojin developers and stuff like that. I think that's just really cool.
Yeah, I love that.
But yeah, I think it's like a 4-game collection. They ship on like a DVD, and they all run on Windows 10 and Windows 11. Mostly kind of shooter games, but there's one that really kind of caught my eye. It was expensive though, I will say. It was like 130,000. Yeah, is that how it works out? It's like $100 basically. And I was surprised because there's only 1,000 units that they were selling, and like I checked in over the course of like 2 days, and they were still in stock. So I'm like, people really don't want these. I don't know, or maybe I just misunderstood it. But like it seemed like only 1,000 physical copies were gonna get made. So
Which one was for this one again?
the X68000 collection they are.
Oh,
putting out.
right. Yeah, the X68000Z. I really want to get
Are you talking
one
about the
of
mini
those.
console?
Yeah, the mini
Oh
console.
no! This is just like a Windows package, like a game disc you buy that has 4 X68000 games ported to Windows 10 or running. On
Oh.
or something like that. So it's like Project Egg is like I think their first thing of this, so but they're just like releasing like a physical copy. So I think they're games that are already on their service, but I think Project Egg is like a subscription service for the most part. So. The only person I know who uses that's like English speaking is Kamimi though, so I'm sure other people do, but that's like the only person I've ever seen actively talk about that service. It always kind of remind me of Game Tap a little bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Dojin would be considered like fan-made stuff, Dama.
Yeah, basically. It's a weird word, but generally that's kind of what it is.
There is kind of a stigma, mainly because of the 18 plus stuff, but it's much more than that.
Yeah, it's not. People use it as a dirty word, but it's not.
Right.
Uh-huh. And I'm dodging 3 times the lasers. How?
Oh yeah. I haven't played any of those like PC versions of Castlevania. I think there's like an AGDQ where they played like the Amiga version of Castlevania or something weird like that. I forgot which platform it was, but it was like a bizarre PC version of it.
Yeah. Okay. Did you see? So speaking of Dojin, did you see the? Someone made like a homebrew Castlevania game for the ZX Spectrum. And
no, I did not see that. That's great.
it looks really cool. Like actually really playable. Like it plays to the system's limitations because it's pretty much the way they handled Vampire Killer on the MSX, where it's just like single screen, and then when you leave the screen, that's when it moves over. So they made it kind of like a non-linear, almost Simon's Quest-esque Metroidvania. And as far as I know, it is a complete game. Like, it's definitely something I want to play at some point.
Did you play that Portopia AI demo or whatever?
I have not, but I have heard a lot of not good things about it.
Yeah, I was reading an interview about it, and it was pretty interesting because they were like saying it's like based off like AI chat stuff from like 3 years ago or something. Kind of weird, but it's like they're trying to make like a portable AI chatbot kind of thing that will fit into it. And they're like talking about like the difference between like having to like getting access to that stuff if you're a company versus like a school getting access to it. It was an interesting interview. So I haven't tried it yet. The interview guy the guy who did the interview was talking about it though, and he mentioned that like there's like a speed run that like goes to the game in like a ridiculously short amount of time that just like throws in random words because it just interprets those words in a particular way. So just type like one word and like he'll go and do like a full action of what he needs to do. I think it's like, I'm trying to remember how short it is. Like my brain is saying it's like maybe 5 minutes, but I feel like it might have been shorter than that. So. Oh yeah, I remember the pregnancy test Doom thing.
Wait, what?
Someone just got Doom running on a pregnancy test thing.
Why does that not surprise me?
Should I remove the call your mom? It's past midnight on the East Coast. I guess most of us in the U.S. though.
I mean, hey, you're on the West Coast, so. Hey, who says you only have to call your mom on Mother's Day?
Yeah, call your mom every day.
Exactly.
Lacker, don't say that. I guess there's P-powered arcade games, right? In the mid-2000s, there's the urinal games.
Oh my, yeah.
Okay. I was talking that whole time. I have no idea what happened in this mission, what happened and why I died. I need to pay attention for a little bit.
What, are you scared? Sounds like someone's going soft.
Stick it.
After 4 years of your BS, I can hardly remember life without it, Jake.
What's that supposed to mean? Am I so bad?
Yeah.
Oh, shucks.
Now arriving at the mission area.
You know, it'll never happen, but it would be nice if, like, Farland Story FX got, like, a dub.
High heat signatures. It's an enemy attack.
That would be cool.
Man.
There's no text in that
tell me
game
they're kidding.
for story, so.
All units, full speed ahead. Let's make them rue the
A
day.
lot of just characters doing voices on the map. But the PlayStation and Saturn version, I think, had text for all the dialogue story. So my assumption is that those versions of the game will get translated someday, maybe. So.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Blue Breaker get.
Oh God. I mean, I would love for that. Compa talks all day about how that game's a nightmare, though. But yeah, having it in English so you can actually experience the nightmare as intended would be nice. I think that's one of those games as well where like the PlayStation version would be the one that would likely chosen, because it's like a
Yeah,
plus
most
version
likely.
of the game. Interestingly enough, the Saturn version of that game is bad, and you have to like mail your copy back in to get like a fixed version of it, because I think you literally could not 100% it. I think there's like
wow.
3 girls that you couldn't date maybe, or get the good ending on, because there's like a rush development for that version of the game. So I haven't looked into that deeply, but you know, in reading old posts from like, you know, 1999, you had people complaining about it and talking about it, so I assume it's accurate, but you never know, right?
Yeah.
I think Vice the Determined, the guy who posts like a bunch of Dojin games on YouTube, he did a playthrough of that on Saturn. So I don't know if he beat it all the way.
I think he mostly just does game samples, right?
That he
I don't know if he
uploads,
does, like,
yeah.
full-
He doesn't
full
upload like full
playthroughs.
playthroughs though, but I think he does play a lot of his games all the way through, but I could be wrong. There was a point in time, and I don't think this exists anymore, so I'm going to talk about it here. There was a point in time where I really wanted to find somebody to play the PCFX version of Blue Breaker, and I'd play the PS1 version of Blue Breaker, and I'd try to get Vice the Determined to come on a podcast with us, and we talk about all 3 versions of Blue Breaker.
That would be cool.
It would be cool. I don't think it's gonna ever happen, unfortunately, but dream the dream, right?
Yeah.
Mostly I'm just shooting these ships. I think maybe the
Yeah.
problem I ran into last time was like I got to the ships that have like the thrusters on the edges, and like it took me a while to realize that's what I was shooting, and I was not shooting them in the right spot for a very long time. I'm not sure if I'm just not good either, but like I do kind of feel like I don't know what to do when like these little pink bullets start coming in at me, and like how the best avoid them while I'm shooting the ship, but maybe
It
the
seems
answer
like
is
you
just
can
to
actually
stop.
shoot them.
You can also actually shoot them too.
The UNSF say they've dispatched a recon ship. Guess I wasn't good enough for them.
It is a state-of-the-art ultra-speed assault craft. It possesses 3 times your mobility.
Uh-huh. And I'm dodging 3 times the lasers, pal?
Trying to not just die. But I'm doing okay. I got more than half my health left.
Yeah.
So, another person to ban. Oh, he's the unbannable man. I'm glad I remembered how to do that, because I know in the past I just left them there for I'm like, I don't remember how to ban this person. Weird, because I use like the restream interface, so like I'm not using the YouTube one, so it's like this weird kind of drop down menu you gotta use. I don't think there's like anything for the Saturn I'd really want to play at this point. Burning Rangers.
Yeah, I feel like Burning Rangers is very much a you kind of game.
I'm running out of energy. Apparently that game was supposed to have like a LAN multiplayer or something like that at some point. That was kind of interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing a version of that.
I actually think one of the leaked builds came out that had that intact still, so you could probably run it.
Curious like how actually complete it was. But yeah, I would love to give that a shot someday.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, you would like Burning Rangers. Let me think.
Garuda to all Hawk Squadron units. UNSF scouts have discovered the location of an enemy carrier ship. We need to route it and put a stop to any enemy
I'm
reinforcements.
gonna run into something. I
Hawk
need to stop
feather
doing
wing.
this. Immediately ran into something. I fucking died, Galaga. I'm a stupid idiot. I immediately said that was gonna happen, and I did it. Continue.
Press start. Press start.
Oh my god, I'm a dumbass. I was like, I'm gonna spin around the sky for a while. Have a good time. No, I don't want to reprice the mission. That's my own goddamn fault. I don't know how often I've ever like actually reaped the consequences of just being a dumbass in a game on stream. My bad. It's me. It's me. That's my fault.
One for the highlight reel.
Nope. No highlight reel. Just suffering.
All Hawk Squadron units assemble. Captain Virgil.
This is a long mission
let's
too.
do this.
Ready to go?
All right. No more playing around. I'll be a nice boy.
Guess
I'll
be
drive
face to
my
face
ship
with
like
the
a nice
enemy
man.
once we jump out, huh? Oh man.
What are you, scared? Sounds like someone's going soft.
Stick it.
After 4 years of your BS,
I
can
finished
hardly
the
remember
mission,
life without it, Jake.
and I just started doing
Supposed to
backflips
mean-
and spins,
Am I so bad?
and then I just ran into
Yeah.
one of the ally ships, and I blew up and died. Now I gotta do the whole mission again. So, I'm just dumb. It was my fault. Like, part of me was like, it'd be nice if they, like, implemented a failsafe of just, like, you'll never lose more than 1%. But, again, it was my bad. So, because, like, I even mentioned it, like, as I was, like,
As you were doing
bulleting
it.
towards the ship. I'm probably going to die running into the ship. And sure enough,
It was a self-fulfilling prophecy.
yeah, I get careless sometimes. I think it was like, I don't remember if this actually happened or I was worried about it happening. I was playing Standalone Complex, the PS2 one, the Ghost in the Shell game.
Yeah, good game.
There was like a wall, and I was like, this wall seems so janky. And I just jumped at it, and I think I got stuck and had to restart the whole mission. And I was like, I knew what I was doing. I knew what the outcome would be. And, you know, in my personal life, cool, do what you want, right? But on stream, that means replaying the whole mission again, right? So, I think that actually happened, but maybe I was just thinking, if this succeeds, that is a possibility of what can happen, so. I would love to see a game like that kind of, reworked. I think the level design of that game just could have used quite a bit of improvement to, like, better utilize the moveset you had in that game.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was like a lot of cool movesets with levels that didn't really ask you to use them. So
It felt like a simpler version of something like Oni.
true. I haven't played Oni still. Maybe that's the real answer. Become Oni man.
Yeah, I do. I would recommend playing the PC version over the PS2 version because it really was made for a keyboard and mouse.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Did Oni 2 actually come out, or did that get canceled?
That got canceled, but I think a prototype leaked. I could be completely wrong.
No video game is safe. They will all leak.
The UNSF say they dispatched
Oh yeah.
Except for Conquer's 12 Tales. I think, what's his name? The rare guy still holding on to that, so.
One day it's got. I mean, hey, Dinosaur Planet got leaked.
True, yeah.
It. Never say never.
Never say never. God, do you remember that, like, spacewalk game on the Wii? It was like, there was like 2 seconds of gameplay shown off.
Like Cosmic Walker.
Cosmic
or something
Walker,
like that?
yeah. I'd love to see what that was.
Oh my god, that game looks so cool.
That was like in the same reel as like the Disaster Day of Crisis original trailer. And
Yeah.
I just kind of like obsessed over those games for a little while.
Yeah, there really needs to be more games where it's just about you just like playing an astronaut floating in space.
You know what? Gonna guess on Steam, there's probably quite a few of those nowadays, but
There probably is.
oh god, this is
I know there was like there's actually a multiplayer shooter being made. It was like part of the PlayStation China Hero project, and yeah, it's a zero gravity first person shooter where like anytime you shoot, like the recoil on that causes you to just rocket into like the opposite direction. So it's like not only do you have to shoot your opponent, but also kind of control yourself in space.
You mean, Shadow Mask, you mean beating it the first time without dying, or? As long as you got infinite credits, I think anyone can get through this. But
yeah, with enough hard work. Yeah.
I've got like 2 ships left to kill, I think.
Make that one.
Oh no, I'm good. Okay.
Okay.
No
do
spins.
not do any.
I'm just flying.
The location of an enemy carrier ship. We need to route it and put a stop to any enemy reinforcements.
I can spin.
Hawk
Spinning
Featherwing,
is safe.
redock with your support craft and proceed directly to the target. Hawk
Watches you
Bloomwing,
crash into
return to
something
base
else.
And await new provisions.
Roger that. Ensign Bright, Ensign Birdie, dock up.
I would blame the game if that happened. There we go. All right.
All right.
Hachi. Oh.
Okay, and I think up next is Mission 14.
I am cheating. Apparently, it's just built in that way, Shadow Mask. I don't know. I involuntarily cheated, so. But yeah, I think I've used enough retries at this point. I would have game over.
We were only able to scan the exterior of
Blacker,
the enemy
I have
carrier.
no idea.
We take it they have special jamming measures in
Data
place.
is uncertain. That is how I feel
That
about
is
if
all
we're
the
on a
intel
good
I'm
ending or
able to
not.
provide.
All right, I think my
Have
next
to do.
voice. I think my next voice
Best of
clip
luck.
might be in this mission.
All right.
This is Mission 14, right? Lacquer.
I would assume we're getting on the bad end, given that I don't know what makes it good. But
Yeah, I don't know what the conditions would be for it.
I think in the note pack readme it said what they were, but nice for no reason. Yeah.
Have you verified the mission area?
Sure have. Initiating jump.
It's alright. I just made the firework behind Galaga bigger in preparation. So.
Oh, here we go.
The thing in the middle,
Maybe.
right? Got it.
There's something different about that ship.
The armor plating on this enemy carrier appears much stronger than that of the other battleships.
But it still seems to have its weak spots.
They just had to make it complicated.
I heard no Galaga. Good music though. I play through this PCFX game called Sparkling Feather. I have no idea how they figured out anybody like would get the good name of that game, because it is a very specific set of steps that you have to take, and the game does everything it can to make it so those steps are very hard to take. And like it doesn't tell you, as far as I can tell. The manual doesn't mention it. I have no idea how anybody figured out how to get to the good ending of that game. I had to like piece together a bunch of different playthroughs. Ow! What was that, you?
I heard me.
Sorry, I was talking about Sparkling Feather. We gotta have one Hugh next month. Oh, we talked about the break earlier, didn't we? So
Our obligatory Hugh next moment.
always Hugh next moments. So I did not revisit the Hugh next office this time, but it's alright. That placard looks exactly the same, I'm sure. So.
There looks to be some kind of power reactor inside this carrier.
There's the Achilles heel.
Alas, it is guarded by a strong barrier. From my observations, this barrier seems to resemble our own assault fields.
We've got to find a way to break through.
You think I ram it, Galaga?
You should try spinning. That's a good maneuver.
Yeah, spin. All right, we're breaking stuff. Oh god.
That actually worked.
Let's see if that released the shield. Galaga SS, yeah. Or Space Galaga SS. Double cross, double S, whatever. What was it?
Double S.
Double S, okay. Did that do it? No. I think the only hint they gave me is that it resembles our own shields. What can we determine from that? My shield disappears when I get hit. So, I don't know, maybe it's draining. Oh, there's this side? That something? No, I don't think so. I mean, I could try to ram it. What is your vote? What do you vote? We ramming it?
Go for it.
All right, we're ramming it. Let me get some distance here so they can shoot me more before I get there. There we go. All right, we're going in. I don't think that works. I can blow up little ships in the meantime. I'm just now realizing the yellow targets probably just mean like optional enemies, right?
Yeah. Hey, worst case scenario, we get to hear my voice again.
Oh, I'm about to die, so. Again. Oh, wait.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, best case scenario.
Oh, God. Am I shooting anything, or am I just shooting the bullets coming out? Oh, God, yeah, we're definitely dying.
Oh.
Ah, use your special bullet. Use the special bullet to do it. Oh, it's back though.
There we go.
All right, so use your special bullet. It's all right. I had like 3 shield left. I wasn't gonna survive that.
Well, not with that attitude.
One of the first streams I did was a game called 1,000 Arms for the PlayStation. And the last boss fight, I started off the fight super bad, but I was just like committed to it. I was like, we're going to get through this. Fought that boss for a hot like hour and a half and finally died. And then like when I restarted it and started it and like didn't mess up immediately, I beat it in like 5 minutes. So just like,
Thing in the middle, right?
1,000 Arm Thursdays. That's why I streamed on Thursdays, because of 1,000 Arm Thursdays.
The armor plating on this enemy carrier appears much stronger than that of the other battleships.
But it still seems to have its weak spots.
How long are we going for? 2.5 hours?
They just had to make it complicated.
I mean, after this, there's only 3 missions left, so...
How many times will I retry it? I'll probably beat this tonight at the very least, but yeah. I know you said you have to go at some point, so...
yeah, in like another 40 minutes. Though I can probably ask them to, like, if I can wait a little bit longer.
1,000 Arms is a fascinating video game. I don't know if I'd ever recommend anybody ever play it again. But in the years between, like, 1999 and, like, the early 2010s, I think it was, like, one of the few games of that type to ever get like localized, so I think it was like really valuable for a long time. But now there's just like so many other games like it and do it like way better. I don't know like who would actually play it.
It's me again.
I'm sorry, I just like talked right over it again. Sorry.
It is guarded by a strong barrier.
Well, you know what that means? That means you have to die again.
Well, don't worry, I'm doing a great job just taking it. A ton of damage. At least I think that's doing something. It looked like it was doing something last time.
Might be.
Maybe I should shoot it with just one later and see if it's doing a blue explosion. That might just be a lot of blue explosions. No, that's doing like the white spark when I use the regular laser.
Yeah, I think you were doing good before.
Slow down. That's kind of weird. gonna try to slow down and then maybe launch it and then maybe fire some shots in and see if maybe like the shield goes down and I get a chance to shoot through it. Oh gosh. Oh, that's not gonna work out.
All right. I think it's work. Oh, you know what I think it is? I think maybe you do that charge shot, and then that leaves it with like a little window where you can start like shooting at it.
That's what might be happening. Oh god, I didn't charge it. Oh man. What an asshole. Oh my gosh.
Oh. Denied.
That was my strategy. I ram into things. What are you doing? Cheating, stealing tactics from the enemy side.
Don't forget to charge.
Oh god. Azure Dreams. I forget what that is. Is that the like weird looking guy that's kind of like this like a roly-poly or something? Or is that an RPG?
No, it's an RPG. It's the
Okay,
one
I think
that's
it's
like
awesome.
it's like a roguelike. Like one of those mystery dungeon type games.
Mm-hmm. What am I thinking of? Like a little cockroach looking guy. Saturn game as well. Starts with an A, I think.
Like a stall or something?
That sounds like it could be it.
It was like was it a 2D platformer?
Golly, I don't know how this is going. Yeah, it was like a 2D platform, but he looks like a little cockroach head to me at the time. At least I don't know how accurate that actually is, but that's like
it might have been a stall.
That sounds like the right name. All right, back around.
Hey, Greg, is Ben doing it right?
I am almost out of energy, so.
Yeah, do you want the solution?
I would be, I think, up for it at this point. If you just want to drop it in. Ooh, hello. Yeah, I assume this is not actually working because I think it would have died a long time ago. So there was the backside we didn't really do anything with. I mean, I shot the butt off of it, but yeah, like this side.
Oh, maybe on the other side?
That's what I was thinking. If you think I'm on the path to solving it, I would be okay trying it again. So. But I don't really feel like I'm on the path to solving it. Ah, 8.
Your shield will fuse with the barrier.
The same thing.
So you gotta activate your shield, pass through the barrier, and then blast away. Okay.
Your shields and pass through the. So the ramming thing was not wrong. I actually just don't know how to like activate my shields properly. I think is maybe what it is. Because I remember the shield like activated in the when I was escaping the tunnel, right? Because you get the AEGS shield that turned on. Sorry, my sound. I lost my sound. So sorry if you're talking, Galaga.
No, I wasn't talking. Not yet.
In the middle, right?
I got sound back.
Got it.
These headset, I've been complaining about it for 4 years now, but like sometimes I just lose sound, so I gotta like wiggle it around and fix it.
But it still seems to have its weak spots.
So you gotta hold the C button to activate your shield.
C button. What did I assign C to? Probably B on this controller. All right.
There you go.
New mechanic learned. We're in.
And this is why the dub was important.
And Galaga, I don't need your dub in game when I hear your dub in real life. No. Yeah, I mean, I kind of assumed that, like, I probably would. That's kind of the unfortunate thing. Like, the fan translation for this is largely the, like, voiceover, and then it's, like, in the stream setting, I am not listening to most of it, so...
Okay, here comes my voice.
Alright.
Sorry we're late. Connecting now.
Here you go.
Glad to have you with us.
Hey, it's your boy.
I should just use the charge shot on this. Alright, I'm gonna shoot the butt too, just for fun. I'm really close to it, let me not get that close.
Alas, it is guarded by a strong barrier.
Flip,
From my observations, this barrier seems to resemble our own assault.
Okay, this side's already,
Find a way to break through.
Alright, activate that shield.
When I was testing the blue Legend of Water... Did that work? No, I didn't make it. I was too much at an angle. I didn't realize we were gonna go through a tunnel through it, so that makes sense. Now, just need to come on head on. But when I was testing Blue Legend of Water, like, there's a. Did you play through that? Actually,
I haven't yet.
There's like a puzzle really late in the game that's like way more complicated than any other puzzle in that game for some reason. And like the translation that was in place when I started the game was not like a good reflection of what it was, and they fixed it later.
Have you verified the mission area?
Like, I think it just was like it basically didn't like offer like any information. But
yeah,
Hilltop
So,
like
yeah, when
tried
you-
to explain it to me, and I ended up like
Right? Got
I
it.
still could not figure it out. So I just more or less like, yo, just tell me
The
the
armor
answer.
plating on
I
this
don't know.
carrier appears much
So
stronger than that
I'm not
of
the
the other
greatest with puzzle
battleships.
stuff.
But it still seems to have its weak spots.
You want to shoot that core.
They just had
So
to
when
make
you
it
activate the shield, just as soon as you get in there, you just start shooting away.
Gotcha. I like this little prelude song.
Yeah, the soundtrack in this is great. Oh, and also enter slowly.
Interest level will do. Yeah, I like jetted into it that time. I was like slam in. Alright. Oh god. Alright.
Turbulence detected.
That
ID signal confirmed.
nope, pillar's still alive.
It's Hawk Plume.
Sorry we're late. Connecting now.
Here you are.
Glad to have you with
For the
us.
4th time.
Yay!
There looks to be some kind of power reactor inside this carrier.
I'm gonna charge my shot.
Alas, it is guarded by a strong
There you
barrier.
go.
From
Straight.
my observations, this barrier seems to
Activate your
resemble our own
shield.
assault field.
Activate your shield.
We've got to find a way to break through.
There we go.
Nice.
Thank you for the answer. Because I don't know. I did not know the C button was a thing that activated anything, so
Nicely
I would have
done,
never gone
Hawk
there.
one to Garuda. Ensign Birdie got in there and deep six that target.
This is Garuda. Understood. Draw back as soon as you can.
Roger that. Hawk Squadron. All units return.
Hold on.
Hey, Silas.
Something's off here.
How's it going?
Huh?
Green ship. My best friend.
Intense heat source detected within the Allied fleet. UNSF cruiser Ganesha has gone silent.
Excuse me? Hey, Garuda, what the hell's going on?
I don't know, but it's definitely an enemy attack.
I shall use all known sensor records to conduct an analysis.
To the sun. Alright.
Alright,
Records
so
show that this was not
That's
an attack
interesting,
by the
Three.
enemy
yeah.
fleet.
3
There
levels
was
to
a
go.
sudden, dramatic increase in thermal
I will
intensity
say that is
within a
something I do a
specific
lot more with games
concentrated
now is
area.
read the manual.
See how the
With
heat
older
is
games.
distributed in a conal
Because
shape?
it does feel like a lot of
Instead,
games
the
kind of
central
expect you to at
axis
least skim it.
leads to- Huh?
So.
The sun?
The wavelength of the
Oh,
light it
you were right.
shines
It was the sun.
matches that of our solar system's sunlight.
I played
It's
this
some sort of
before.
optical weapon.
But PCFX is a huge help to play or to go through the manuals of those.
This is the data we acquired on the
especially like
enemy's
something like
optical
Battle
weapon
Heat.
via
Like you
long-range
kind of have to
scan.
read the manual to understand
The
Battle Heat.
weapon has been placed within close range of the sun, consisting of a main body as well as 8 surrounding slave units.
Yeah, that is true about
This
the
device works
story
by generating a gravitational
being most
lens
like
that
earlier games
concentrates
having stories
sunlight on
just in the
targets.
manual and not in the game.
Well, mechanics
If
as
we
well.
don't
Like Battle
stop
Heat
this
is all
weapon
about how you
immediately,
play the
our
game in
forces
there, right?
will, without question,
Right.
suffer severe casualties.
And like the game never tells you how to play it otherwise, so it's like
Please
good luck,
dock
buddy.
with your support craft and head out immediately to suppress the threat.
Please enjoy your FMV
Eagle
fighter
Featherwing
that
and
you have no
Falcon
idea how to
Featherwing will
play,
join
and
you
you'll
once
put it
they've
in,
restocked.
press buttons for like 5 minutes, and
Best
say, this is
of
a bad
luck.
game. Then you leave, right? That's how everyone's experience is with Battle Heat, I feel like. So. Yeah. I think there's always like some level of like story cuts though with games to some
Damn it,
extent.
another
but-
ship just went down. Don't waste
Like
time.
a Killer 7 comic
Roger
book or
that.
something like that.
Everyone ready? Let's roll.
Initiating jump.
Interesting.
That was like trying to tell, because like a ton of story got cut out of Killer 7, and they're like, here's a comic book to try to finish the story, and I don't think it sold well enough for them to try to do any further than that. So.
In turn.
Damn it, this
Yeah,
is a
like
massacre.
I think the same thing was with No More Heroes as well.
2-minute intervals. If we can destroy 6 of the slave units, we may be able to cease its operation.
There should also be a gravitational recoil each time it fires. Be careful.
Kind of wish I could slam into these walls. Very slammable.
All right, I'll hit the main apparatus. You guys destroy those slave units.
As with the enemy carrier, this apparatus
Yeah,
possesses
I
strong
would love to see a
armor.
Killer 7
However, there are
remake.
some noticeably weaker
There's like
'Cause
an
I know-
HD re-release or something like that, right? I think?
There is, but I know like Pseudo said that he, like at least what was in the game was maybe like a third of what he originally had planned. So it would be cool to have a remake / director's cut that adds in all that story that had to be cut out.
Detected. ID signal verified.
Sorry we're late.
What is
Linking
my
up
favorite
with you now.
Grasshopper game?
I shall forward all data analyzed by us so far.
Probably No More Heroes 1. Which is like such a
For me-
boring answer, right? But
I'm the same way. No More Heroes 1. That game came out at just the right time for me. Like I had just entered college and it was just such a cool game.
there's something about when that game came out as well, I think, just like there just wasn't a lot of space for those kind of games anymore, I feel like, and you know, digital platforms hadn't really developed, right?
Yeah.
So like it was just like a good example of like the Wii having like lesser power and like how that helped the game get off the ground in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah, and like an old buddy of mine used to work at GameStop and would always hype up No More Heroes, and I knew about it beforehand. I remember X-Play, they showed Project Heroes, which was like the original trailer. But yeah, my friend was like, he had like a lot more insight into that because he was like a big film guy. So he would talk about like the many films that were influenced by it, and that was how I discovered El Topo, which was one of the main inspirations for No More Heroes.
I gotta say,
Technically,
And that was kind of my introduction to like midnight movies and like cult cinema, stuff like that.
I really didn't catch any of that stuff until like they were on the nose with it in No More Heroes 3. They're like, we're just gonna say the movie names. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
don't say that.
Furthermore, judging from the angle
I will say though, NMH3 gave me a ton of awesome movie recommendations. Like after I finished the game, I bought as many.
One second, there's a
Takashi Miike
timer on
movies.
screen and I don't know why.
The main apparatus is weaker in places where the slave units were adjoined.
So if we focus our attack on those,
You are most likely to breach the armor.
Hell yeah! Virgil, Field, you handle the slave units. We'll attack the main ring.
All right. I think I'm just gonna get a red thing. Okay. All right, go ahead. I just need to shoot the ring. Fast enough.
Yeah.
I just wasn't
Blow
sure.
up the
Like
thing in
stuff
the
was
middle.
a lot of dialogue was happening, and then a timer popped up on screen. I was like, let me just make sure I know what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, blow up thing in the middle, easy enough.
Yeah.
You know,
But yeah,
there's
you know,
I have like a weird, you know that Project Heroes trailer?
Uh-huh.
I have a weird gripe about that, where when they re-released it later in like the games, they replaced Dr. Peace's song with the Nowhere Heroes theme.
Yeah.
And I felt like the Dr.
I
Peace song was way better on that trailer.
I completely agree. Yeah, I felt the same way. Like, I wish they had kept the Heavenly Star music video in the English release. Because, like, they had the song in there, but they didn't have the music video.
All units, pull back and make it quick.
Just a rights thing, if I remember correctly.
But, like, if you had the rights to the song...
Not necessarily. There's weird stuff. And I assume they would have put it in if they wanted to, but I'm sure they'd have to pay extra money, and Ubisoft probably didn't want to do it.
Yeah,
You're putting that thing out, too, just like, you don't know if it's going to succeed, right? Like, historically, No More Heroes, or Suda stuff in the US has not sold, right? So, you're already kind of taking a risk. But, you know, that's the nice thing about Ubisoft is that they went in hard on Nintendo systems early on. And I think No More Heroes was a part of that. I'm just like, yeah, we'll put out more Wii games because we're dumping them out because we're like, we want to be here because so many people are picking up the system and no other third parties are like really supporting it. So,
looks like they're preparing
that early on at least.
Oh, hell yeah! We've got the upper hand. Now let's chase them down and seal the deal once and for all.
I wish we could.
Yeah, Red Steel 2 was so good.
I prefer Red Steel 1 from like a setting standpoint, but I really like Red Steel 2 gameplay-wise.
Return to base right away.
Yeah, I liked Red Steel 1, don't get me wrong. But Red Steel 2, for me, was just on a completely different level.
Gameplay-wise, it's absolutely on a different level at the very least. I can agree with that, so... that is the Star Wars game everybody wanted. That's how I feel about it.
Oh my god, yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Please return.
Oh, I was this close to breaching the mainframe.
Maria, sweetie.
This is the not good, so okay, it's fine.
Hold on, wait
Oh well.
Gonna be honest with you, I don't really know what the story is at the moment, so I know at one point somebody was flying to the Earth and we saved them. That's kind of where I'm at. But, I mean, streaming the game with somebody on the call, not surprised it turned out that way.
So what were the conditions in order to get the good ending?
Let me see if the notepad file opens still.
Oh!
We did...
So, yeah, oh, so you straight up don't even get the, to play, like, the other levels.
For the good ending, you must clear all the following conditions. In Stage 3, destroy all the battleships surrounding the Accelerate, then destroy the Excel Gate. Sorry. You don't have to destroy little ships. In Stage 9, destroy all ships deployed from the carrier spikes. To do this, you must not target the carrier spikes yourself. I have no idea what these ships are, so I'm not sure what I blew up and what I didn't go. In other words, go for the yellow targets, not the red. That sounds like the mission I definitely messed up then, because if they were red, I shot them. Stage 15, don't let the gravitation lens cannon activate 6 or more times. I think we were pretty good at killing that thing pretty quick. So, I think Stage 9 was the definite fall there, because like I did not bother with that. 3, I have no idea. If everything was marked in Stage 3 as red, then I probably at least tried. So. Yeah, I mean, like, from this era, there's a lot of that kind of stuff. And I don't know what the intention was, if it's like you're going to buy a strategy guide or we're going to, like, distribute this information through other methods and stuff, or, like, we expect you to, like, share information through a message board, like Tower Jiraga style, right? Sometimes I think that stuff is very intentional.
Masahiro Ito? Oh, wow. Like, he worked on Silent Hill 2.
I definitely shot where the spikes were, so... Good game. Yeah, thanks again for translating. It's fun. I thought it played really well. Alec, I don't know if you have time, but for people who are new here, one thing that we do when we beat games on stream is we do like a little character design. One thing that we do when we stream games is like we do a little community review afterwards. So if you guys want to participate in that, once these credits are done, we'll swap over to that. And basically it is just say what you like about a game, say what you don't like about a game. We put it on a list, and then I'm a bully and kick things off the list so much. And then we give it a score, a mutually accepted score. With maybe the most contentious being me trying to give Sonic and the Black Knight a 1, and I think everybody else wanted to give it like a 4. And I was like, no. So. Yeah, I definitely like, I said Tower of Jiraga, Blue Moon.
Our mission is not over yet.
To retrieve peacefulness, true peacefulness, sorry, you must conquer mission stage 3, 9, and 15. Does that mean I failed all 3? Or is that just like a blanket statement they put there? Maybe I failed all 3 if they're all there. So. UR mission is not.
Love it.
And to be clear, if people don't know, like these are all like graphic-based text, so I think like this is not part of the fan translation, right? So
yeah,
I'll already translate this part for you. There's stuff like that in blue as well, where I was like, this should probably be changed. It's like, it's in English, it's already done. Like we didn't write it, they wrote it. So
it's part of the charm.
Yeah. So, well, cool. That was neat. That is the now second Sega Saturn game I've beaten. I forgot about Panzer Dragoon. So yeah, we'll go ahead and switch over to our little... Oh, I only cleaned up the final review screen. I hope this screen is fine. We'll see if this is broken. We're just going to have Stellar Assault sounds in the background. I'm going to turn it down, though. I do not have music set up for this part. All right. Is chat there? There's no chat. There's a chat. I'm in front of the chat, though. I have not completed it, but I have the GameCube version, which is just the NES version. So. Okay. Review. Okay, I need background. There we go. All right. What do you guys like about Stellar Assault? What are good things about this video game? Galaga, you got anything off the top of your head?
Yeah, I will say, that one pilot from Mission 4...
Unnamed pilot?
Really? Yeah, he gave such a wonderful performance, just tour de force.
Unnamed pilot is actually gacked, if you did not know. Secret information there. No, I mean, thank you guys for working on it. That's really, it's still really cool, like to see this stuff. So.
Yeah, and it really is like a huge honor that I could have been a part of this. So again, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
Blue Moon, I have never played most Saturn games, so I don't know if I ever will get to it. But banter, good banter.
Yeah, really great writing.
Good banter, slash writing.
Voice acting.
Slash. I think voice acting is like a separate thing, right? Good voice acting?
Yeah, I would say good voice acting.
Can't speak for the Japanese version. I guess that doesn't need to be specified because we're playing the English translation, but Sega Saturn's a system that I think I've maybe given up on in my life. I think part of it's because it got so pricey, so I just kind of.
But hey, you can always play it on Mednafen.
That's for the bad, Aldi. We'll get gacked on this list. Unless you guys are aware of some gacked in the good ending. Sorry, our dumb inside joke. Good voice acting. I think the game controls really well. Smooth controls. I don't know. That's a weird way to put that, but it controls really well. Runs really well as well. But we're playing on emulator, so I don't know how it runs on real hardware. So.
Oh, Bujenkai is great.
I need to play some at some point. We played Dirt to Cerberus, and ever since Dirt to Cerberus, Gacked has been on every review list that we've done.
The third planet fell under siege to an alien fleet the likes of which we'd never seen.
This game contains basically all the fun things you might want to do in a space sim in a short time.
Repelled, withdrawing at the first show of resistance and vanishing.
How could we shorten that?
Maybe offers like
Are we just thinking about like variety, you think?
Considering the minimal
Good
damage
variety
done,
in like a
there was
2-hour
perhaps a
period,
silver lining to the
basically?
incident. The attack
Yeah.
unified us, bringing an end to eons of conflict over ethnic
Yeah,
and
like there's a
religious divides.
there's a really good
Afterward, we
Variety
it's
of
really
missions.
tight.
from the wreckage of
Really
the
tight
Enterprise.
in terms of
There
its
was precious little to
mission
be learned.
structure and
The
environments. Like
vessels had been outfitted with
the game is
sophisticated
always
systems,
mixing things
making
up
them all but
Couple
impossible
of
to
in terms
escape.
of like visuals.
That makes sense.
Then, 2 years later, there was a second contact.
Okay, it looks like we're getting like around the language of like set.
Mystery. But this
Kinda
time,
what
we were
Do
ready
you agree
for
with that,
them.
Galaga?
Yeah.
Knowing another encounter was
I don't know
all
what
but
how to word
inevitable.
that.
We'd work
Other than
together
just,
as
I guess
one
maybe
human
thrilling
race to
thrilling
make
space set
preparations
pieces.
to
We'll just take
intercept
that
and attack.
directly.
Having only incurred minor
Something like
damage
that.
in the previous clash,
Yeah, we typically only do 5 for this bullet point list, so I think we had pretty good mentions of some good music,
had another surprise for
right?
us.
I need to not do good.
Yeah,
music, 'cause we
the
already
music-
are in the good section, so it's
Immensely
redundant.
In 2 years' time, it was now
Say
nearly
fun.
on par with our own.
Fun music, yeah.
Well done. That voice acting, well done.
Had we not undergone
And,
a
the
technological
music,
revolution over
I don't know.
those 2 years, they might have wiped us out then and there.
I don't know what to put for music. Thrilling music.
Then, as the battle descended into chaos, the enemy vanished yet again.
Maybe I shouldn't worry so much about putting good and
This
just be
time,
like,
however, we were able to track them.
Enjoyable music.
music
or
sound nice.
music that complements the game well.
Then, with a mysterious blast, disappeared altogether. Some theorized they'd recognized their imminent
kind of
defeat and
soundtrack is it?
self-destructed. But ultimately, we
Uh,
determined it safest
what kind
to
of music
assume
is
they'd escaped, leaving open the possibility of a
Space music.
future encounter.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
I don't
space
know.
music.
Passed, and now
It's
Like-
weird to say like complimentary or like fitting music. That seems like such a weird like compliment to make.
Technology have surpassed ours.
I'm terrible at music.
This comes in spite of
stuff.
humanity's strength and coordination.
Zesty.
and further
I like
technological
that. A
Zesty
zesty
OST. We'll put
soundtrack.
Zesty OST. I like that.
We no longer have the
All right.
power
Is there any
to
other
avoid
goods
it.
on here that people really want to get on here?
Why do they attack at 2-year intervals?
Anything else that someone's like, we must? But
Where
typically
did
when
they
we have
come
5,
from?
that means we start kicking
And
stuff off.
who
So
or what are they?
what are they?
That's a. I think that's a good.
Good
I think that's
list.
a good amount.
We can always come back.
Yeah.
It's not locked in yet. We can always come back and get. Someone wants to be like bad, a good thing. Got it. What's the bad? Not enough unnamed pilot.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know earlier someone said that like it's a really cool like it's kind of like a visually impressive game. I think it runs well, and maybe technically there's like cool stuff going on. I don't know if like there's enough visual variety in this game, in my opinion. Maybe what I'm thinking. Like back half of the game has some different planets, but it's kind of just like different ground texture, right? And I think I personally could use more like visual variety. Anyone else agree with that? That's like my thought.
Like you feel like it needs more mission variety?
Visual variety. Like,
Oh, visual variety.
graphically. I think it is mostly just the space game, but
I don't know. I
mission
feel like
stick
it had
game? Oh, is that
I
the,
feel like
is
it
that
had
the
some
analog,
good-
or is that the flight stick or whatever?
the flight stick.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it had. I feel like it had good enough visual variety for a game of this type.
Superficial variety? When you say superficial variety, you mean like Oscar, like gameplay wise, or are you talking about like the visual variety stuff?
Maybe.
Human
maybe
faces,
too much,
I think, would be nice as well.
Too much space. 7 out of 10.
Much space, yeah. Yeah, I think visually, like, I feel, and maybe it's like the thing, the OST and the voice acting feels like, maybe I should say like the where they put the voice in, it feels it feels like there's a presentation they're going for there, and I feel like the visuals just do not get there. That's like I think my opinion. As I'm staring at the demo in the game. Yeah. I would have liked some faces, yeah. I mean, Bulk Slash did that, right? Do we just want to say no faces? That's such a kind of a weird thing. I feel like, what is the essence of having no faces? Like, what does that do, right? Like, does this make it hard to relate to characters, or?
Maybe it makes it hard to figure out who's speaking at any given moment, maybe?
I agree with that. I'm just trying to think of how to word that. Because, like, the dialogue is good. Like, the characters have good dialogue, right? So I don't want to say, like, impersonal characters, but it does feel hard to, like, connect with them, right?
Maybe it's hard to connect with a character who doesn't have a face.
Maybe I should just leave it as, like, you know, kind of a bland presentation, right?
Yeah,
Like
maybe
a blanket
that.
kind of thing. For me personally, obviously other people in here might disagree, but Tim Curry, yeah, I would like Tim Curry to show up in there.
Going to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space.
Bland and generic visuals. Is that too harsh?
I think, yeah, a little too harsh.
Is generic a bad word?
Depends on how you use it.
I think generic visuals alone would be better than bland and generic. Because I think bland's a more aggressive word, right?
Yeah.
I think I just wanted it to be a little more
Yeah.
bombastic visually is like what I want. And I feel like I just kind of just got Space Game, which I was talking to you about this before, Galaga, before we streamed this. Like, I kind of looked at this game and was like, I don't really know what I want out of this game. And I think a lot of that came down to visuals. And like the game plays well. I think that's the big thing. But I think the visual stuff is like maybe my main hang up with this game.
I think I like what Oscar said, that it could use more visual variety.
Yeah.
It gets your point across without sounding too harsh.
Maybe just say needs visual variety. I think that leaves out something about the character portraits, though. We could just leave it as no character portraits. Just directly say it. I feel like if this was like a video I was writing, I'd want to write that in a way that's like talking about why no character portraits matter, right? But I think for the sake of the community review, it's probably fine. Lifeless visuals. I think like the need visual variety is probably right, because like there's nothing wrong with the visuals. And then, like, the spaceship design, I think, is pretty cool. Or maybe it's just, like, solid. I don't know. They're spaceships. Spaceships just look cool, right?
Oh, wait a minute. You can play the game in third person? What? I had no idea.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that either. Is it a button or is it, like, an option setting?
Might be an option.
I'm glad that my desktop audio was feeding through because I did not check to make sure that you were actually going through on that page, Galaga.
Oh.
You pause and press X. We're not going to play this game again, but I want to just look at this real quick. I just want to see what this looks like. I think I would have preferred to play in third person, but...
Yeah, I'm definitely a third person guy myself.
The United Nations...
Dang. Hidden features, man. It was like the Bayonetta game. They like make you put in a cheat code to activate hard from the start or something like that if you want. Which is kind of cool, but at the same time, I kind of just give me a hard option on the menu, please. I know what I'm getting into if I'm selecting hard.
But you know, one of my favorite ones was so when Silhouette Mirage came over here, like Working Designs made the game like significantly harder, but if you beat the game at least 5 times, getting all 5 endings, you can unlock the original difficulty from the Japanese version that was like significantly easier.
While this cutscene's playing, let me
Hemisphere's Joint
Back to the
Space
thing.
Command. Let's move
Is there anything else we want to put?
Mission area coordinates confirmed.
No gacked. I mean, that's an
Initiating
obvious, but... Is there anything else we want to put on
All
bad?
scan points will be displayed on your HUD. Just follow the screen.
Unskippable
approaching
cutscenes?
mission area. Disengaging.
Yeah, unskippable in-game cutscenes to be specific.
Can I? Okay. Let me offer something.
All units.
Some of these
stand up.
missions
Let's be home in time for dinner.
maybe a little too long. I feel like maybe not too long. The mission length is really inconsistent. Sometimes you get in a mission, you kill 2 things, and it's done. Other times, it's like 4 to 5 phases, which I don't know. Maybe that's part of me just like not listening, so I didn't feel like, oh, this should feel like a boss fight or something, right? But I did feel like that was kind of like a weird thing about the game, but it's not really bad. Oh my gosh.
A green bar indicates
Okay, I will say, I don't know how this feels to actually shoot this way.
Yeah.
But maybe not the best. How about? Oh gosh. Oh, this is even. Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
look at that
baby.
cinematic.
Please, a green bar indicates a point of interest. Please allow a green bar.
You have
indicates a
turned
point
on
of
the,
interest
was
in
it
that
Mario
direction.
Cam in Mario 64? You will no longer be able to play the game effectively.
I would love to see you try to play this
This
with
way?
this
Yeah,
camera mode.
Look, we already played through Kirby Tilt and Tumble with the GameCube recently. I don't know if we want to do any more particularly challenged. Yeah, this is the fixed camera. Yeah, I switched over to it. I just thought it was fun.
Please allow a green bar indicates a point of interest in that direction.
Don't worry about the green bar, buddy. Yeah, this I think this one was the one. It's this. I don't know
Please,
if
a
this
green
is
bar.
the best.
Please align your targeting. A green bar.
Of course, I think this is
indicates a point of
playable.
interest in that direction.
I just don't necessarily think I would want to play this one.
Yeah, I think if it had like a
Cursor or
targeting,
something like that.
yeah, like Star Fox, it would have been fine.
Interesting.
Also, I feel like
for
the
trailer
ship.
capture, yeah, I would imagine so.
Oh yeah, I
I
bet.
imagine trace mode as well would probably work really well too. Okay, get back to our thing. So I think did anyone say anything else bad? I think there was like a maybe someone mentioned something about unbalanced. Oh no, that's I think the unbalanced was the comment about something else. Okay. Well, unless someone has a last minute concern. We can just go to this screen. Okay. I'm gonna close the game just so we don't have the audio coming through anymore. And I need Galaga to come
Okay.
through still. But we have our riddle music going on in the background. Oh, here's another negative. Give me the negative lacquer. I'll add it on. I forgot we put Zesty OST already. I was looking, I was like, oh yeah. Where's my text on this screen? You guys can see it. I just need to find out where I can edit it. That is the problem right now. Oh, we don't have chat up right now. Am I here too? Is there a me here?
I don't see you on here.
Sorry, I meant like, do I have an actual camera set up for this? I don't really have a camera set up for this. There we go. Kind of. Size it. Okay, there I am. Sudden gotcha motions that make you repeat the mission. Yeah. How many? Was there only one mission that happened? Or were there multiple?
I mean, there was that part where you had to like escape the.
That's
that
the one I'm
corridor.
thinking of. I mean, it's like one mission out of 16, right? It is a problem. I try to, like, with this list, try not to focus too much on, like, individual issues, right? Because, like, that's something you just kind of, like, it's annoyance, but it's just kind of a thing that happens, and then it kind of passes, right? It's not like that is the standard mission design, in my opinion, right? We could definitely put the tunnel on there though if we want. The ending thing is kind of related, true, yeah. Yeah, we could probably put like some gotcha moments on there. Just throw that on there as is.
Yeah.
Review checks. There we go. That's what I'm. No, pop up. Save the check. Okay. Sorry, not enough gacked. Get it right then. And then some gotcha. That's 5, right? Yeah. 5. Gotcha mechanics, gotcha, yeah. Alright, cool. Are we feeling good about this? The good and the bad there?
Yeah, I think so.
Feeling good? Alright, so the next step and the final, well, second to last step, but the only one that really requires input is score. So for people who don't know, we do a 1 to 5 star scoring system with halves as well. So we can do 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, so far, all the way up. Typically, I just kind of like vaguely guess an average based off what people say. I try to put my opinion in last, though, rather than like influence people's opinions on the score, though. Galaga.
Yes.
What you think, boy?
I'm thinking, I would say probably 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. 3.5, says Oscar. Any other 4 submitters? Currently within this range at the moment. But again, feel free to put whatever you want. I'm expecting the translators to give it a 1 out of 5. I hated working on this game. Solid 4. 4. Nice low coin. Floating around the 4 range. 0.75, yeah. And if you feel like, oh, I can't do it because I'm biased, do not worry about it. This is incredibly informal. So just do what you feel. Oscar, I am on your train, I think, of a good like 3.5. I'm probably like 3 to 3.5 range. I think that's like what I'm feeling like. I think totally competent game. Controls well. There are things about the presentation I think has done really well, but I think the visuals just doesn't complete that package for me. I think if the visuals were just a little bit more poppy, I'd be up a bit more. 4.5, okay. Sounds like 4 is probably going to be where this ends up landing. You said 4, right, Galaga?
Yeah, I would say 4.
Laka, you say what you feel. Again, this is completely informal. There's a lot of times where somebody shows up and they're like, I've watched 30 minutes of this video game. Like, give me a score, man. So, just like the point is to let people like participate and have fun with it, not to, you know, sit there and gatekeep people. Don't worry about it, Blue Moon. This is where I feel good. So, I think it's been, since day one, I've been upside down on this screen, and it's entirely intentional and good, so. Anything less than the 5 would be crazy. Okay. Got a 4.5 from Blue. Slow Coin, I think Slow Coin you said earlier like a 4, solid 4 though. Hatch mission broke it for you though. That sounds about right, Shadow, unfortunately.
Oh.
Saying a 5 with a mission stick. Okay. I think
Yeah,
for
good.
me,
Oh,
as the
mission
person
stick.
who is placing Angelique on this list, 4.5, 4, 3.5, 4. And I feel like the 5 kind of weighs it the other way, right? That's probably a 4.5.
I think we could say a 4.5.
I think that's probably. Anyone have any problems with the 4.5? Is anyone going to sue me if I place Angelique right there? A zesty 4. I also feel like I'm maybe maximum a zesty 4, but I'm trying not to be a bully with these things and just let people direct it. But full moments for Too many cool modes. Okay, I think Silos, that's a new 4.5 we ended up on this list, right? So I think that settles it.
All right,
Cool.
4.5 it is.
4.5. All right.
It's stamp time.
So this is where I disappear and I leave. Bye. And then at this point, 420 plays it. Yeah. And then this is where you guys disappear into space. We are all gone. If I can find where you guys are. There you are. All right. Let me make sure I have this in the right place. Yes, I do. All right, we're stamping it. We did it. Video games are complete. I have played the entire Sega Saturn library in one stream. Sega Saturn,
You
4.5 out of 5. So yeah. Well, again, thanks to everyone who showed up, who's from the development team, and thank you for your hard work on that. Thank you, Galaga, for voicing Unnamed Soldier.
Thank you, and thank you for inviting me on here.
So, hope to see you in more stuff.
Yeah,
in the future.
I hope to do more. Yeah, I'd like to maybe start taking some acting classes. 'Cause yeah, I definitely want to do. I would definitely love to do more voice acting. Thank you, everybody.
I don't have any of those fancy sticks. I use an Xbox 360 controller, which is like, I feel like a bastardization of any controller setup. Like, I'm playing Nintendo 64 game with an Xbox 360 controller. I'm like, oh, this does not feel good. So I wonder if like Sega Saturn fans feel that way about that. But I feel like the Saturn pad's pretty simple, right? Like, just kind of 6 buttons and a D-pad, generally. Does it have trigger buttons on the Saturn? Can't remember. Anyways, but yeah, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys again for translating all that stuff. Good time. Thank you again, Gallagher, for doing your voice.
And thank you for having me on here.
And
This
yeah.
was a lot of fun.
Thanks for coming. And then we will stream again sometime in the future. I don't know when. Been kind of spotty, and like it's still trying to wrap up getting back from Japan, which is like silly after a week, but
Yeah.
let me
You take your time with it.
take my time with it. Get a job. Stop being a bum. Been like half unemployed for like a year now. I gotta do something.
Oh damn.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, a little what's it called half. But anyways, that's me. Thank you guys for coming, and I hope you guys have a great week. Bye.
Good night, Pen Pen.
Pen Pen. Oh my gosh, I hope Pen Pen's set up still. Let me see. Okay, this should work unless I like move the file. That might break it.